welcome along. There's 6 of you out there already, so welcome along. Sorry if I've, well, I'm not quite late, am I? Because it's only 1 minute to half 7 even. So, well, so thank you all for being out there and being ready to go. So, I'm sure you know I'm Andycharger and sporting my new waistcoat tonight. So, look, I've got an electric waistcoat to keep me warm in the garage, which was kindly sent to me last week by Carl Foreman. So, Carl, if you're out there, what a nice surprise I received through the post this week when Carl has sent me a waistcoat because he says I always look cold on the feed. So, welcome along. We're back in the garage tonight with not the papaya, you'll notice again, and it's the roadster. The roadster turned round. The roadster is rear end facing tonight. But you might also notice that there's a change at the end of the garage right here. The black door is in. So we've finally got a new garage door on, which I've been talking about for a few weeks. But of course, we're building up to Christmas this week. There's only a few days to go. So I thought I would jump on tonight, speak to you all, see how things are going, ask a few questions to see what's going on. And if you've got any questions for me. So if you've got any questions for me tonight, you want to ask about the car, anything you want to ask fellow TT people out there as well. Carl, thank you. To see you give me a thumbs up. Love it, mate. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. It's keeping me warm. It's actually got some nice warmers in the pocket as well. It's a little bit on the big side, but it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, so we've got the roaster in the garage tonight. So anything you want to ask about cars in general, what's been going on the channel, what have you got going on this week? Obviously, it's Christmas this week. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. And guys, if you are enjoying the content tonight, make sure you give a thumbs up to the feed because obviously it is free to give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything. It helps the channel out or help get this feed out to more people out there that might be interested in watching us tonight and what we're talking about. The reason the roaster's in the garage is because I want to take a look at that earth strap on the haldex because obviously the haldex isn't working. So I've got it in. It's in back end first. I can get the back end jacked up and we can have a look. I'm going to jack it on the subframe and we can have a look. When the subframe obviously is quite apt at the moment because if you've seen the video that was out yesterday, I don't know if you have seen that. And if you haven't, make sure you go and check that video out after being on here tonight because that is a really deep dive into the subframe because both the subframes, the rear subframe and the front subframe, you can't buy them anymore. They don't come from the dealership new anymore. You can't get them. So the only way that you can keep your car on the road is to get hold of a second-hand one, refurbish it. And you've probably seen when I've been on the channel before, we've spoken about I've got a 3.2 V6 front subframe hanging up because the blue car, the blue Mauritius blue car that I own, the 3.2, when I got that, the first MOT, it failed on having a hole about that sort of size through the subframe. Didn't know about it. It'd been sitting on someone's drive for a couple of years unused. Obviously been sitting and rotting away. Massive hole. You could stick a screwdriver straight through it. So I had to find a subframe really quickly. And I reached out to a few of the breakers around the UK. I was in Germany at the time. So I was making a lot of frantic phone calls to get it sorted while I was away. Luckily, Mark Stanley came through for me. So, Mark, if you're out there tonight, great. Phil, you've made it. I know you've got company tonight, so you won't be on for long. But thank you for jumping on, buddy. Appreciate you jumping on. We're just talking about that subframe, and I know that's something you've done recently as well. So, and I appreciate your feedback you gave me in the email you sent me with all the details. It's been really helpful. But back to the front subframe that we did. Mark kindly supplied one, sent to me. Hello from Austria. Hello back in Austria. That's great to know that we're continental tonight. Thank you for that. Guys, if you enjoy what you're watching, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. There's 2 people who've given it a thumbs up. There's 15 of you out there at the moment, I can see. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. Really helps me. It helps the channel and gets out to more people. Back to the front subframe. So the the front subframe, and Mark supplied me for £50. We got it bolted on the car, and it solved the problem on that car. Got past MOT fine. But it made me think, what happened if that ever went again in the future? Because, you know, the cars are, at the time, it was about 17, 18 years old. So it could go again in the future. And obviously, I've replaced it with a second-hand part. That could fail. So I tracked down a couple of subframes, a couple of front subframes, and I had them professionally powder coated and shot blasted and had them fit to the car. Now, that one went back on the, that one didn't go back on the car. That one is hanging up in my garage right now. So I've got no bushes for it, but I need to get a set of bushes for that front subframe. Are haldex, yeah, interchangeable. First gen, second gen, third gen. That I don't know actually. Nathan, I'm not sure if they are. Welcome, Nathan. I know that you're dialing in tonight from the US, so welcome along, Nathan. I'm not sure if the different gens are interchangeable. I know that the Audi TT Mark 1 is the first gen haldex, so I guess that's why there are a few, let's say, interesting features with them, mainly being that the Gen 1 haldex is you have to fill it through the drain hole, which can be quite tricky because it wants to come pouring back out on you, and you need that special spanner for removing it. And I might have that spanner to hand, so I'll show you the spanner, because that's always so. This contraption right here, if you've not seen one, this is a haldex spanner we talk about. So when people talk about special tools, Audi do have a few special tools. This is one of them. This is for removing your haldex because there's minimum space under the back of that car around the haldex. You basically have to loop it over, and you've got very little movement. You can see it's got this almost like a multi-spline socket, really, for removing it. So there's not a lot of movement on it, but you can get it off with this. You can, if you can get your hand in there, you've got small hands, you can get it off as well. So those of you with small hands could do that. But you definitely need one of those if you are working on the haldex. So that's one thing. So that's hopefully that helps, Nathan. But you definitely need one of those spanners. They are quite reasonable. You can pick them up quite reasonable. They're on eBay. They're quite cheap. You look for a haldex spanner. That should be what comes up. But again, so we're talking about this front subframe. I'm going to show you that tonight. And you know what? I thought while we're on tonight, I might actually unwrap it. So I've had it in polythene for about 18 months. Well, I don't think that's going to be good for it, keeping it in the garage in polythene, because it could trap moisture inside of it, protects it. But so let's take that off. I'm going to grab that, guys, so you can have a look at the roadster while I carry on talking. You should better hear me fine because I've got the mics on. So I'm just going to take this off there. Let's get that down. So here we go. So it's a bit like Christmas. This is a bit like Christmas. We're unwrapping presents tonight. So here is my front subframe. You would have seen this featured in the video last night, actually, because I did cover what a refurbished subframe looks like. And here is a refurbished subframe. So let's have a little peel back and see what's under it. So they're never going to be perfect, guys, don't forget, because these subframes, they're going to have some rot on them and some rust on them. So you're always going to have that, even if you've had it shot blasted. There's always some pop marking in it, and it won't be great. So I do want to unwrap this so I can show you how. Can you see how shiny that is? Look at that. So that is the front subframe. Now I did notice when I was doing a close up on it, I think there's a great example. Hi John, how you doing, buddy? Can you see that? There's a little bit there you can see that's still not dead smooth. So that's obviously where there's damage to the metal. There are a few bits, and there's a few bits here as well. But all in all, that is an amazing quality subframe. But again, I don't think it's doing it any good being in the polythene. It hangs up. It's safe in the garage. So let's get it all unwrapped and let's take a closer look. I don't know why I've kept it in the polythene this time, but because obviously it's not been any that much protection. Really. It hangs on the wall, so it's never going to sort of fall down. So there we go. We've nearly got it all unwrapped. It's like Christmas, isn't it? This is a proper TT fan, isn't it? What do you get for Christmas? I got a subframe. So there you go. So there you go. That is the subframe. Now that looks like brand new, doesn't it? It's so shiny. Okay. Now before this went off to the powder coat, it wasn't in bad condition, don't get me wrong, but it was definitely quite crusty. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this down and I'm going to pick up the rear subframe that hasn't yet been treated. So guys, I can see you watching. So guys, if you are enjoying what you're watching, please do give it a thumbs up. So there's 21 of you out there right now. So please do give it a thumbs up because it really helps the channel. I'm going to put that to one side. So you remember how shiny that subframe was? Well, take a look at this. So this is a subframe that hasn't been restored. So look at this. So it's covered in hammerite. Hi, I'm from Orlando, Florida. Right, Marco, I'm going to come and see you because I want to come on holiday. How amazing is that? I'd love to come to Florida again. Love Florida, love Orlando. Love staying in, we normally stay in Kissimmee when we come to Florida or Indian Ridge. But there you go. So that is a subframe that is waiting to be restored. Now, you probably see the video yesterday. I stripped this down from Indonesia. Wow, welcome from Indonesia. That's a long way away, but welcome. You're all welcome. We're truly international tonight, so thank you for joining us. So this subframe, if you notice, it has a few holes in it, and that is where all the subframes cast metal. Yeah, I think they must be. I don't know if they must be cast rather than pressed. That's something I don't know the answer. Probably. Yeah, I think they must be. But if we look at it, see that hole there? There's one there. And one there. So there are 6 holes in this subframe that are meant to be there, I might add. Now that's those 6 holes are where the various bushes go. So there are 4 subframe bushes and 2 differential bushes on that. And they are different sizes. And I'm going to show you the bushes. I say in the full video, if you want to watch how to remove those bushes, I've done a full video on it last night. Really quite interesting, because if you're doing that subframe restoration yourself at home, you are going to need to remove the bushes to have it powder coated, because the powder coat won't do it without those bushes removed. So I'm going to show you those right now. So here we have a few different types. I'm going to show you 3 different types of bushes. So this is your differential bush. It's the biggest one of all the series there. You can see that it's almost got like a plastic case, right? Okay, so what you would do, if you look at that differential case, you can see it's got a rubber outline around it there, like a thick rubber case. On that side, it's just like a socket. So if you were going to remove this, so the way this would go, that rubber side is on the inside of the subframe, facing, and they sit vertical because they're on the diff. This is the outside, and you push it from the outside in, so it moves in towards that. Yeah, so that's how that pushes out. They came out really easy, and if I look at that, they don't seem to have been touching a lot on that subframe, because this is all nice and clean and shiny here. So that's your differential bush. Then at the rear of the subframe, you have these rubber bushes right here. Now I've pushed these out, but they look to be 2 pieces. I don't know if you consider that plastic collar there, and it looks like this insert goes inside that, and you push them together. I don't know if that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And really, you'd push on this side and push the whole bush out. I actually, on one of these, pushed the bush inwards, and one pushed the bush outwards. Didn't seem to be an awful lot of, well, there was no damage to the subframe by doing that. But that is the subframe bush there that I pushed out on the video. So you see that first attempt I do on the subframe, I do it both ways. I push one out on that side and one out on that side. But this would be the side I think you push on to remove it to get it to pop out. So that's 2 of the different welded. Just hard to find. Yeah, right. So Nathan, that's a question, right? So when that came up on my MOT, I asked that question to my MOT guy. Can you weld it? And he said, no, you can't weld it for MOT. If you weld the subframe, that's not a good thing. However, there was someone on my I was talking to on the 3.2 owners group on Facebook, and he advised he got his welded. So it looks like you can. So whether that's just I've just been told wrong information by the MOT station, be interested to know if there's any MOT testers in here tonight. If you can tell me if the subframe can indeed be welded, and share the information with the group tonight, because that'd be really interesting to know. I was told not, but we'll find out. This is a different bush. I'm going to talk about that in 1 second, but I'm just going to grab the other bushes that I removed from the subframe. So this is the other style of bush, and you can see this is aluminium, right? Solid aluminium. It's got this groove through it as well, like that. And these go in 2 pieces, one from above, and when they're together, there's like a white disc. I'm not sure what it's made from, but it's in between, almost like a sandwich. And that is like completely was destroyed inside the subframe, and I couldn't work out how I would get these out. Then you can see it's quite corroded, and it then became quite clear that the edge here, what I had to do is, rather than trying to force it through or force it up, that I had to get a chisel and put a chisel round here and just lift it very slightly the whole way round, and then it started to come out. one popped out, and then I was able to hammer the other side of the bush through. So they're definitely two-piece, but they have that white disc in between. But so if you want to see how to remove these and the 3 different styles of bush and how you remove them, check out last night's video. It's quite detailed. I was hoping today. I finished for Christmas on Friday, but that's not an actual thing at all. I'm still working. I've been working all day today, and I will be tomorrow and Wednesday as well. But officially, I'm not working. But tomorrow, what I'm going to take my subframe to the powder coaters and I'm hoping to take it to the powder coaters tomorrow. But what I thought I'd do is, while I'm taking that, what else can I take and have done all at the same time? So also hanging on my wall, I've had a pair of control arms that came off this car originally. I've got a pair of control arms, but again, they've got bushes in them. And I know that if I want them powder coated, the powder coater won't do it with the bushes in place. So this morning, I decided to remove the bushes from the control arms. So this one right here, this is a bush out of the control arm. And to remove this, once these are in, they've got like a galvanized sleeve, this whole bush, right, when you push it home. And the only way they're coming out is if you get a chisel, basically, and you chisel around the outside like that, loosen it up. And then when you've got it loosened enough, you can then get a press, like my G-clamp press, and press them out. And that's how I did that. So chisel it all around the outside. It's almost like break the seal. You could probably, if you were careful, you could run a chisel the whole way through here and break this case. Then you could push the middle out of the rubber bushing and then just attack this casing, break the case, and bring it out. That's how I've done it on the previous set. This one luckily came out all in one piece. But we've got a pair of control arms. So there are 4 bushes between them, 2 in each. And I'm 3 out of the 4 down. I'm going to show you where we're up to on that. Let me grab the control arms. Here are the control arms. So you can see that big bush that we just looked at, that's to try and loosen it to get it out. It's not corroded, but giving them a powder coat, they'll look amazing. So I'm going to get it all done in black, so it will look great when it goes back on the car. So my plan for this, because I think the control arms are interchangeable between the 3.2 and the 225. They're the same control arms, but the difference is when you do the 3.2, you do need to drop the subframe to get the bolts out when you are fitting control arms. So if you ever need to change the controller, hi Chrissy Jamie, how you doing, buddy? Good to see a green name on the chat. That means that you are a channel member. So those of you that have got green names in the chat, that's the identifier that you are an actual full channel member. And if anyone wants to join the channel as a member, there should be a link down below to join. There's 2 levels of membership that you can join. A lot of my members, you get your name in the video, obviously, as well. So you see this the scroll of names that are coming up with all the members. That's growing every video, which is great to see. And of course, that helps you support me on the channel, which is fantastic. And I'm very grateful to everyone that does that. Appreciate not everyone can do that. Everyone can afford to do that. But if you can, supporting the channel is always very much appreciated, supporting what I do, because again, this isn't my job. This is just a hobby. This is something I do to help the community out and share ideas and stories and bring everyone together. So that's what I do. So if you'd like to join the channel, please do. And if you don't want to join as a full-time member, you just want to send me a coffee, there's an option down below, the little dollar sign. You can click on that and send me a super thanks, and that will buy me a coffee. So you can help support me and keep me warm in this cold garage, because it is still cold. Carl Foreman, that's on it tonight, bought me this lovely gilet, which I'm really, really pleased with. You can see it's got the red lights on, so it's keeping me nice and warm in the garage tonight. So thank you very much. It's always great to receive gifts. I had a lovely pack of biscuits through the post from Moonpig, actually, on Friday as well. Thank you, Jeff, for sending that through. That was very much appreciated. Jeff Mitchell, that was. So thank you, Jeff, for sending that through as well. Always great to get presents for Christmas. Love that. A bit like unwrapping my subframe. But yeah, so the videos this week. So there are some more videos coming out this week. There should be a Christmas message video coming as well. So that's bit of an early preview. Won't the Christmas message won't just be from me either. There'll be several other people wishing you a Merry Christmas in that. I'm sure you might recognise a few faces. Hopefully, I'm also doing a video of looking back on the year as well. Looking back at some car, but I'm going to do it a little bit different. Rather than me talking over it and ruining those great pictures, I'm going to do like a music and video montage of cars from the year, and obviously over the last few years as well. So it won't be just cars from this year. I'm going to do a bit of a moving footage and some stills as well. Cars I've met across the years, because it's always great to see. And when I look back at my footage now of all the great people I've met, all the great cars I've not seen for years, and then they suddenly come back and they say, "Oh, there was an itch. I had to go and scratch. I had to have another car." So there's been a few people recently that have done that. So fantastic. Now I've got my comments popping up on the laptop. What's your biz, man? Do you mean what's my job? Is that what you mean by that, Bucker? Yeah, I'm in IT. Is my job. I'm in IT, which goes well, I suppose, with what I'm doing. It's problem solving, troubleshooting. Well, that ties in great with these cars, doesn't it? So keeping it going. But I also thought I'd speak tonight because I know there's probably many of you out there that have got. Hello, Gareth. How you doing, mate? Good to see you on the feed tonight. Thanks for joining on. It's always good to talk to you out there and talk about problems you've got with the car, and also talk about the running costs, because I hear lots of different stories from people about what they've got going on with the car, what they're sort of paying for jobs, and what is the typical year like for an Audi TT owner. And I'm going to do a video on that because people think that's great, you buy a car and you're doing an oil change once a year and that's it. Well, I can guarantee that's not it with an Audi TT Mark 1. Here's an IT and TT. Exactly that. I'm IT and TT. That's exactly what I'm making. That's a good point. But yeah, going back to the year of a TT ownership, it's not an oil change, is it? Because we know with the 3.2 right now, it's waiting for the alternator to be done. I haven't done that yet because this has obviously been in the garage while we look at the haldex. Again, the haldex, that's not part of your yearly maintenance. Now, the haldex oil change would be, but what's that, John? Haha, no, this is not a cheap hobby. No, definitely not a cheap hobby. So if you think about it, what would you need to do in a year for a TT? You've got an oil change, right? You might need a cam belt. There's probably £500 of your money gone straight off the bat. What about if you need to do an oil pickup pipe? If you're doing it yourself, you can get a kit for £50. But you might need to do that. That might be something that needs to be done this year. But what other jobs can you think of, guys, that you think they're not standard oil changes, but they are jobs? What about a gearbox oil change, differential oil change, haldex oil change? Now, these are all things that pop up. They might not always be yearly, but they will be jobs that need to be done. So if you factor those in, and of course, not only that sort of thing, it goes off to the MOT, and then there will be MOT failures with the age. So we talk about the subframe. You might need a new subframe. Often that the CV joints go on these cars. You need to replace a drive shaft. Now, there are some good options behind drive shafts, and I have done a few videos on that recently. So if you want to check out my drive shaft video, pop back and have a look. Nando, hello, Andy. Happy Christmas to you and everyone in the chat from Ireland. Welcome along, Nando. Good to hear you from you in Ireland. You've also got your very own YouTuber in Ireland, obviously Stephen Harper. So if you don't follow Stephen, check him out. He's just hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm hoping he'll have so many specific Audi TT. So many specific Audi TT. Yeah, tools. Yeah, absolutely. So for jobs, we just pointed it out. The Haldex spanner, that's unique to this job. But also the work that goes into it. So even if you have we're talking about drive shafts, so you can do that yourself at home on the drive if you've got a few tools. Definitely worth doing. It's quite rewarding, quite a messy job. And I think if you've got a split gator on a CV joint and you need to get it done, it's quicker and cheaper to buy a drive shaft. Now, there's a company that I use, I think they're called J&R Drive Shafts, and they do a whole drive shaft for about £50 or £60. That's great. Absolutely think it's worth doing. Yeah, I'm subbed to Stephen. Yeah, great, Nando. Yeah, good guy, Stephen. He goes to a few shows. I don't know where in Ireland you are, but he's based down in Kilkenny, Stephen is. Nice part of Ireland, actually. I know it quite well. But yeah, Stephen's a great guy. We talk a lot offline, Stephen and I, about different things. And Puff Daddy Juice, hi, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you on tonight as well. Uh, but yeah, so there's lots of great guys out there doing it. So can you think in the chat? Great live stream, Andy. Great content. Thank you, Tony Holy. I'm glad you're in Hollyoak. Is that Tony Hollyoak? Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. I'm hoping these lives are giving you some feedback every week and giving you some help. It's just me talking, obviously, for 2 hours normally, which is a lot of talking. But hopefully, I keep it going. I keep you entertained, and we can share lots of content for the TT. But again, if you've got any questions, bang them in the chat. I'm always happy to help out, and not only just me, but the people in the chat as well. They all contribute. This year, I have cam belts due, an ABS and traction control sensor. Okay, Gareth, the traction control sensor is a really easy job. If you've not done one before, I think I've got a video on that on my channel. I've done one on the Fiestas actually. The Fiestas both needed doing as well, so I have done a video on those cars. So there's a video on that, but it's very similar to the TT. Easy to do. Get in the wheel arch and do it. You find that you get the little triangle traction control light error that pops up. Can be ABS sensor, but it can be a lot of other things as well. So don't let that fool you into thinking it's an ABS sensor only. I would absolutely recommend plugging that car in, scanning it, and get the code out. I have a 2001 Audi TT Roadster. What a great car, Marco. They are a great car. Hi, Andy. American. Oh, hi, Si. How you doing, buddy? To you, and thanks for the merch delivery. It's great. I hope you like the t-shirts. They are great. I've actually got one. Look, I've got. I can't do that because I've got a little microphone on there. So my merch is in here. There you go. You can see my badge. So if you want an Andycharger hoodie or an Andycharger t-shirt, please get in touch with me at the channel. So they've been flying off the shelves the last few weeks. We've had a lot of people that want them for Christmas, which is great. And my guys that work for me, actually, they've all had an Andycharger hoodie or t-shirt for Christmas because I thought I'd get some for those guys. Know anyone with a decent VCDS tool? Don't have £300 burning a hole in my pocket. If you need it scanned, Chrissy, and we ever get together, then I'll happily scan your car. I haven't got VCDS, but I've got a range of tools that will do code scanning. I'm just scanning around the garage now, quite happily. I've got a load of tools. I get sent quite a few things to review for the channel, and as you know from my reviews, I'm very honest about what is good and what is bad. So I always say to companies, and they're going to send me stuff, happy to review it on the channel and share with the members and the subscribers. But I will also be brutally honest. So if it's no good, I'll tell people it's no good. So there are some good ones. Top Don do the Arti Diag 500S, I think, is a good one. Quite reasonably priced. I've got, what else have I got? I've got one that was sent to me recently that's about £500. And I'm going to review it, but I don't think it's worth £500 because VCDS is cheaper than that and it's better. We'll make a day of it. Sounds good. You definitely. I've just missed those comments, guys. I'm just going to wait 1 second to see what it said. Hiya, Jack. How you doing? I'll just see you on there. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, just reading out the comments because they pop up on my phone not very long, and I've also got them on another screen over there so I can see them. Welcome, Jack. Hope you're looking forward to Christmas, buddy. I think it's his first day off today, so I hope he's looking after you well. What were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about jobs, weren't we, on the car? Basic VDS is cheap as it's only licensed for a couple of VINs. Yes, that's the trouble, isn't it? So for me, servicing and looking after and scanning people's cars, I plug them into a lot of different cars. We were at shows, even here at home, even at Springfest. We had a breakdown at Springfest in last summer, and I was scanning people's cars and make sure they were right. In fact, someone came last summer and they left and they had a boost leak and they got down the road and they phoned me and said, "Oh, I've got a problem with the car." Came back, quick bit of mechanics in the garden, and we solved the boost leak. So it's always good. So a bit of handy mechanics. If you're enjoying what you're watching on the feed tonight, guys, you're enjoying what I'm talking about, please do give it a thumbs up as well because it's always helpful. It gets the message out to people that this is worth watching, and people will get the message and jump on, and we can see if we can go. We've got 23 people on right now. It was a little bit higher than that earlier, but it comes and goes. People come and go, which we get throughout the evening. But if you're enjoying it, please let me know. The only burner license if you write to the ECU. Oh, okay, right. Didn't know that, John. That's interesting. But I will. I'll keep that in mind about VCDS. I don't actually own VCDS, but I own lots of scanning tools. A lot of the cheap scanning tools you scan, and it will tell you. It allows you to clear codes. It will read the codes out. They don't always do things like chain readings, which is quite interesting. I spoke about that last week. Some of my tools do. So if you've got a 3.2 V6, the dreaded chain stretch that people talk about, how your chain readings can be out. If your chain is stretched, it gets noisy normally as well. So there's normally a noise that goes with it, and it starts performing. Car will sort of misbehave, misfiring, speed running like a dog. To change the chains is an expensive job, probably about £2.5 to do. So if you think that a lot of these 3.2s are only about that sort of money, it's the same price as the car to have the chains done. And then, of course, there might be other things that need doing on top of that. So definitely worth checking the chains before you invest your hard-earned money. And the way you do that is you plug the car in, and if you've got like VCDS or a scanning tool that can read codes and chain codes, you scan the blocks 208 and 209. And those codes will tell you what degree of angle change the chains are at. Now, I'll give you the reason we do 208 and 209. There's obviously two banks on a V6 engine. It's reading both of those cam chain sense tensioner settings. So if you think that they're in angles of degree, they must be within a tolerance of 2 of each other. Now, I have been told when they come off the factory, originally they were set at 0 and 0, or they should be. As the chain stretches and it changes, it will go from 0 to 1, 2, 3. And once it gets past 8, that then becomes unreadable, apparently. 8 is its limit. But so as your chain stretches, if it's at 8, it needs doing. Technically, it does, unless it's performing well, I guess. But you are in the realms then of it's really out of kilter. But those two readings must also be within 2 of each other. So you could have like +4 and +2, or +6 and +7, +6 and +8 if you want to get really, really desperate. But if you had like +2 and +7, they would be so out of whack than he's doing, and you'd probably be noticing performance issues with the car if you had that as well. So yeah, so that's just my take on the chains. A lot of people say, "Oh, there's a lot." Oh, I think I've run out of battery. I think my top's run out of battery, Carl. Need to charge it back up. Just notice it getting a bit chilly, so it's obviously doing a good job. So notice the lights have gone out on the gilet, because although they have they've got like a little charger cable down here, so you've got a little pouch in. So luckily I had one that fitted in. Have you got planned for Christmas for the cars, guys? What have you got? What big mates have you got coming up for the next few weeks? Let me know in the chat what you've got coming up. I've noticed the feed's a little bit jerky tonight. Are you finding it's jerky, guys? If not, let me know. Or if it is jerky, let me know as well. Hopefully, it's not too jerky. But yeah, what have you got coming up with the car this Christmas? Have you got any big jobs? Is there any oil changes you need doing? Are there any mechanical problems you've got that need fixed? And I know that I still need to do the alternator. I've probably left it a little bit late now to do the alternator this Christmas, because I would get the parts from Autodoc, and I think we've run out sort of shopping time. But we can at least get the car in the garage, get the bumper off, and take the front end apart so that we can start stripping the alternator out for doing some maintenance. Because the difference between the 225, the 3.2, yeah, it's stop start. Oh right, need to get that sorted. Is the 3.2 alternator. While it's the same part, you need to take the bumper off to get to it. The 225 you can do from above. Yeah, it's a bit jerky. Simon, yours is a bit jerky. That's not good because you've got a Quattro Sport from memory, so hopefully you're not struggling too much on it. If you that little white box there, it's currently sitting on top of my new sitting on top of my garage new door. I've got electric door that goes up and down now, which is good. Changing pads and rotors on my two. Yeah, is that the first time you've done pads and rotors, buddy, on the car? Let me know. gone again. Is that me gone again, or is that the feed's gone again? Let me know. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm just having a quick look. It looks like it's moving okay. Let me know. I'm going to just go and stand the router up. First time. Okay, so James, you can do it, buddy. There's a good video. Well, there's a few good videos on YouTube. I've got a couple of videos on how to do discs and pads. I've got one on how to do the calipers as well. So, okay, that's. I wonder if it's because. Just going to. Right. Let's go unplug the router, guys. We're going to leave it for a few seconds, like you have to do on this. IT it. IT. I'm going to plug that in. Hopefully, I haven't lost any connection. I'm going to see if that sorts it out. Am I moving okay? Am I moving? See myself appear back on the main screen in a minute. Yeah, that looks like that's still running. That's good. Well, it looks a little bit jerky though. Hopefully, that's come back. Let me know if that's any better in a minute, if it seems to free itself up. Andy, do you have a Discord server? John, you need a backup battery, mate. I do, yeah, I do need a backup battery. Well, I've got one. It just needs charging up. I did have it on last night for the tractors. So we had, I live out in the middle of nowhere, and we had the local young farmers come past, all their tractors on, all the lights on last night. So it's cold outside, so I had it on then to keep myself warm. So that's why it's run low on battery. Do you have? No, I don't have. John, I don't have a Discord server to go back to that content. I do need to get one. I think people ask me a lot of questions, but if you've ever got a question for me, John, that you want an answer to, please just drop me an email. So you can get me at Andy_Charger@hotmail.com. Appreciate that's not a forum for everyone, but you can at least come to me directly, and I can always help you if I can and give you some advice if it's something you need a question with. What I tend to get a lot of people message me about. So after replacing the fuel pump on the 3.2, your car ran like a top. If you've watched that video on the breakdown saga, it ran better initially, but then it developed further problems. Just so you're aware, it wasn't the fuel pump that was the problem in that car. So if you watch the next couple of episodes, what that actually was the crankshaft position sensor. So that's right down the bottom of the car. It's a pig of a job on the 3.2. You just get right underneath to do it. That had failed. And it eventually led to me, I drove all the way to Simply Audi, which is down on the south coast, or down towards the south coast. And as I arrived at the show, Simply Audi, bearing in mind it's all Audi TT or all Audi enthusiasts there. As a YouTuber, you'd hope that your car's running well, because it's not a great advert if your car breaks down, is it? And then, of course, I rolled onto the big tarmac arriving part on the big car park. My car broke down, and people had to push me to one side. Really embarrassing for me, but and I was concerned about getting home. We managed to get the car all the way back to Cobham services on the M25, and it died again. And I had to get the breakdown service out to take me home. So it taught me a lesson, because I wasn't a member of a breakdown service at the time. So it cost me about £500 to get the car home. So I soon learned my lesson, joined up with the RAC, and now I'm a fully insured member, which is great, because when the 3.2 broke down a month ago with the alternator, it allowed me to get them out and get me home. I need to find time to fit my Cloud9 rear seat delete. If the sales are kind, I'll possibly swap my double. I've thought about doing for my car, because if you are aware, my 3.2, it's got an aftermarket DIN stereo in it, hasn't it? It's got a double DIN stereo. But I've thought about putting it back to the original settings, and see if that will make a difference. Because I think the look of the 3.2, well, of all the TTs, they need to have the original look. They need that TT flap. So I see the double DIN, you don't have the TT flap. So I've got all the bits to go in, because luckily the previous owner had kept all that and not thrown it away, luckily. So I could put it back together. This car, this one is so original. It's got a tape deck in it, which I kept, and I've got bizarrely, I haven't got so don't want to bore you with guys sob stories, but I've got a tape of my dad speaking on it from 1985, and it's the only tape deck I own. So if I need to, if I listen to my dad speak, so he died in 1988, so I was only 14, but no, don't feel sorry for me, no sob stories. But that's the only audio I've got of him, so I can play it in this car. So there's a bit of a little story to keep that tape deck and not dispose of it and put a CD player or a double D, because otherwise I'd have no way of listening to that tape. But but that's just my reason for keeping tape decks in my cars. What was I talking about before that? That's completely thrown my train of thought now. Oh yeah, I talked about this last week. So little quick job for you over Christmas, which I'm going to do. Fuel filter. Here you go. Audi TT Mark 1 fuel filter. If you've got fuel problems on the car, it could be running a bit jerky, could be doing fuel starvation, definitely check that out. Because if the original's been on for many years, that is the way forward. Get yourself one of those done. It sits underneath the driver's side of the car, behind. If you were sitting in the car, it's sort of underneath you, underneath the car, back there, just near the rear wheel. So that would be your little job. They're only about 15-20 quid. I highly recommend doing that to make your car, see if it improves the performance of your car if it's running with a few problems. But yeah, that crankcase position sensor, crankshaft position sensor, that sorted my car out. For those that are asking about the problems, it wasn't the fuel pump that was the problem, but I do have another fuel pump on the shelf now, because the breaker has obviously. Oh, Travis has just sent me a message. I don't know if you're on the feed, Travis, or not, because I'm hoping you sent me a little video, Travis, if you're on here. But that's Travis Abart has just sent me a message on here. There you go, live interaction with YouTubers as we were chatting. So, guys, that's what you've got coming up over Christmas then. So what problems have you got with the cars right now that you need solved? Like, use this as your forum to ask a question, not only to me, but to the other enthusiasts that are on this chat. If you've got a problem, chuck it in there. MC rules. MC does rule. Absolutely. Is that at McDonald's? No, not McDonald's. Boy, I'm not at McDonald's in ages. Can't really see, can you? Because I've now under this gilet, I'm a little bit more trim, because I have now lost 30 pounds on my diet. So I'm over 2 stone down since the start of November. So there you go. I've lost over 2 stone. I'm 4 seconds quicker on the ice. 4 seconds, 4 miles an hour quicker on the ice as well. So it's all good. Right, I didn't see what that was about. Any ideas? What does that say? Is that a Mark 1? This car here, Chris, this is a Mark 1 Roadster. You are right. I've just found a way I can go back through the comments, guys. So I'm just going to go back and check what someone's put. Okay, I have a good one. On my 2 point, my 8NTT 1.8, I relatively clean idle, but every 30 seconds or so, there's a sudden drop, and then the S102 reading falls off when this happens. Any ideas? That's an interesting one. You obviously scanned it? You've obviously scanned it, Sid, I guess. Audi e-tron. Is it the 225 brake horsepower? Yes, Chris, this is a 225. If we just angle down there, you can see the twin exhausts down there. It is a twin exhaust 225. Obviously, the twin exhaust could be more than a 225. It could actually be a 3.2 V6, couldn't it? But no, it's not. If these cars rolled out the factory standard, if this was a standard, well, it is a standard car, but if we had that look there with a twin exhaust and a same colour panel around the exhaust, it's going to be a 225. If it's got the honeycomb diffuser from the factory, and it's a twin exhaust, it's likely to be a 3.2 V6 or a Quattro Sport as well. It could be. So, although you wouldn't get a Quattro Sport in a convertible, would you? So, if it's a Roadster, twin exhaust, matching body colour, it's a 225. If it's got the black honeycomb grille, it's a 3.2. Unless people have ordered them afterwards. I've literally just bought the exact car for 600 quid. Got a few issues, but basically the same. Chris, yeah, mine is the 150. I scanned it with a Bluetooth scanner. Cool. Yeah, so that'll give you some ideas of what's going on. The Bluetooth scanners, they won't always show all codes, but they should show most of them. Chris, this is I'd say of a roadster, this is probably your most common colour combination. People are a little bit. I love my car, and if you were going to have a standard, the epitome of the Audi TT from all those years ago, this is what you imagine: a silver Audi TT. That is the colour scheme. I'll tell you now, that is the colour scheme people would have had all those years ago. I believe my car has several issues with it running right. On the door locks, I'm not sending the signal to the pump to prime. Window drops are closed sometimes. Okay, so that is Gerard de Campos. Gerard, have you got? Is that a roadster? Have you got a roadster, or have you got a coupe? Let me know. There's a lot of comments coming in now. It's all flying in there. Lost all boost suddenly during an overtake. Had a faint whistle under boost, which turned into a loud screech. After that, low power metallic rattle from turbo area. Could be a turbo gone on that, buddy. That could be a bit of a turbo failure. Hi, Andy. My TT has a different head unit, but there is a CD charger behind the seat. Is there a way to open the CD change without the original head unit? That I don't know. I think they're pretty much, they are set to work with the original head unit, I think, John. I don't think they're compatible with aftermarket. I'm not sure if they are. Oil level dropped to nothing. Pulled charge pipe and found heavy oil pooling. Coolant is clean. No mayo. Drove it home, very gently and parked it. Looks like that's something careful. Yeah. That sounds like your turbo's gone on that one. It does prime the key. I can hear it. Okay, Jared. Yeah, whenever I think of a TT, I think of silver. Yeah, that is exactly it. This is the epitome, and you'll find a lot of roadsters around like this. And because they are really common in this colour, Chris, they're really cheap. So you getting that for £600, you've got a bargain there, pal. You thought of remapping? No. Hello, Glenn. How you doing, buddy? Hope the install's all going well. Bearing field snap shaft before buying parts. I'm checking engine turns freely, all for metal and turbo shaft plate. Anything else worth checking to confirm engine's okay? Could be a million things though. There, HUDs. That's the trouble. If it seems to be turning okay and it's like the compression stuff, then hopefully it's all good. If the belt's okay, I wouldn't imagine there'd be a problem with the engine. It sounds, if the turbo's gone, shouldn't have affected the timing, I wouldn't have thought. So your engine should be all good. Just swap your door lock motor out. The mark switch wears cheap job, yeah. I think, Phil, because he had a few more maybe problems going on, I thought maybe it might be more with it being I didn't say that. Oh, it's a coupe, right. So if it's a coupe, we can roll out the CCM, because the CCM is a major problem on these cars, because I can show you on this. So the CCM is sitting right about here below the window in the parcel shelf. There's a hole, and in that hole is a void, and there your CCM on a roadster sits right there. Okay, and what happens is water comes down, trickles down the back of the window, and it runs around here. Now it's designed to drain along the back here, along the little the skirt around the back. It is designed to drain. If you don't have, if your drains are blocked, you can find water, instead of draining out of the car, will drain into that void at the back. And of course, water goes to its lowest point. The CCM's at the bottom of that void, and of course, fills the water, and bang, your CCM's gone. Also, this back window tends to fail on a lot of hoods. Okay, this back window will fail, and when that fails, water will get in around the back of the hood, and then it doesn't matter if your drains are free or not, because it's coming in here and it's running straight into your void, and it's not even going to the drains. So if your rear window's gone, don't be looking at drains as a problem. The rear window is the problem. Okay, so if that happens, two things: you can re-stick the window. People say replace it and put a new hood on. Yeah, you can do that. It's an expensive fix. You can get a second-hand hood from a breaker that may be good. You could do that as well. What's that, Gerald? Yeah, thanks, Phil. Yeah. Phil's a great mind of information and always sends me some great emails. So thanks, Phil, for helping out tonight. Fan control modules under battery trays, so I believe they're cheap to replace. Yeah, that's another good bit. Hi, mate. My Audi TT takes too long to crank when cold. What do you reckon? There could be a lot of things. I think worth giving it a scan. Make sure there's no problem. When did you last change your plugs? Is there a problem with that? Are you getting sufficient sort of oomph and ampage from the starter and the battery? Is that good? There's a lot of things that could be. But yeah, Glenn will help you out all that with the new turbo. So I've got a turbo here on the floor. We'll talk about the turbo in a minute. But going back to the roof. So if you had a problem with the rear window, you can re-stick the glass, even if people say you can't. So what it has, people try and do, they try and just put some glue and stick this outside area against the glass. Well, just so you're aware, that isn't the best place to bond, okay? What you have on the inside, there's a big, thick, about a 2-inch wide strip of material that goes all the way around and seals against the glass and the hood, right? So what you want to do first off is stick that back to the glass. Don't worry about bonding it to the material. Stick it to the glass first. Let that bond and seal under no pressure, you see, if you do that. Once you've done that, you then apply some adhesive to the material that will stick to on the glass, on the hood. So the two bits of material you then stick together, okay? So then that's doing that. And then afterwards, once that's all bonded from the inside, then you can apply the sealant around the outside and stick it back to the glass on the outside. That way you've got that double bond of adhesion from both sides. That's the way I would do it, and that's the way I have done it. Looking for repair options for broken. Thank you for helping the TT community. Thank you, Jay Boy. Really appreciate that. And guys, if you're enjoying what you're watching tonight and you want to help support my channel, then please give me a little super thanks down below, the little dollar sign on the chat. Send me a little super thanks, buy me a coffee. That really helps me out. So all donations are most gratefully received. And if you are not already a channel member, you want to support the channel, I know Chrissy Jamie is on here. He's a channel member. And Phil P, I think you're a channel member as well. So, I've got a couple of members on tonight chatting away. They've got their names in green. So if you want to be a channel member and support me, it's very much appreciated. Thank you. You get your name in the videos. You get early content. You get a lots of members only chat in the community area, and you get access to me as well. So if there's things you want to do, you have a bit more access, a bit more support in me and what I do for the community, then please do drop me a super thanks or join the channel as a member. All memberships are greatly received, and all super thanks are greatly received as well. So thank you very much for all you do. But if you can't afford to do that and you don't want to do that, then just give this video a thumbs up. Really appreciate all the help you give me. That really helps me out as well. High Water Prospecting, good evening. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. But yes, if there's anything else you want to talk about, we're going to talk turbo, won't we? Let's get a turbo. I'm going to pick a turbo up and show you a turbo off the car. Because luckily, I've got most things just lying around in my garage. Although it says, where's the turbo gone? Where is the turbo? Can't find the turbo, guys. There is a turbo here somewhere. I'll find it in a minute. I don't want to be off camera for too long, or YouTube will kick me off. But yeah, so the turbo, I was going to talk to how the turbo works. And sitting right here, just off camera, is a 225 engine. Look, sitting right there. You can see we've got it mainly apart. So we've got the rocker cover off. These are your, see if I can pick one out. Hydraulic buckets. There you go. Sitting the top there, just above the valves. Now, of course, being a 20V engine, you've got 3 inlet valves on this engine and 2 outlet valves per cylinder. So you've got 5 valves, the 5V per cylinder sitting right there. So that's what's a 20V engine. So there you go. There's 2 big buckets and the 3 little hydraulic buckets there as well. So the rocker covers off this. We've got the gaskets off. I've got the crankshafts out, the camshafts out of it as well. So the cam chain, it does have a chain, this engine, believe it or not. So when we talk about a timing chain, a timing belt, the timing belt's on this side of the engine, but it also has a cam chain sitting in here as well. Only a small little chain that keeps the cams together, keeps them in time with each other as well. So that is the engine with the rocker cover off. So the next job for this is I'm going to remove the 10 bolts that hold the cylinder head on, and I need a special tool for that. I need an M10 ride bit to get those bolts out, the cylinder head bolts. Then we can take it off, because we know this has had a catastrophic failure. It's had the valve obviously bent, I think, on that, because it had a problem with the timing before I got it. The cam belt had not snapped, but it's stripped teeth. I'll show you the belt in a minute. I've shown it many times, but I always like to use that as an example why you should do your cam belt, because if you don't do it, this is what could happen. Right, so I'm going to grab that. There's 2 cam belts sitting right here. There we go. So this is your cam belt, okay, and this is the cam belt of the Roadster. And although it's it feels very rigid, and it was actually in good condition. It's only done about 8,000 miles, this belt, but it was 5 years old, so it's time to take it off, okay? So this is a cam belt that was on this engine and the cause of the failure. Now you can see those little teeth there. So I was told by the owner it's stripped teeth. Well, you have a look. When it says stripped teeth, can you see the tooth out there? There's a bit of chip there, but look at this bit that's stripped. Look how many teeth are missing off this belt. There's about 20 odd teeth missing there. So, of course, that's not gripping onto any of the pulleys or any of the cams or anything like that. And, of course, that's just slipped and it's brought the engine cracking together. So that belt has caused this engine to go off to the big breaker in the sky. But it's good to have this engine so we can talk about different components on it and why you should do this job, because essentially when we get this head off, we are going to find a lot of bent valves, and I imagine there's going to be some contact with the piston heads as well. So we'll have a look at that once we are at that stage. But yeah, so that is a 225 BAM engine sitting right there. So again, have you got any questions for me? Have you got any content that you want me to cover coming up? That'd be a good question for you guys. Is there a video you'd like me to make that you've not seen on the channel or on YouTube that we can cover off? So last video from Sunday on pressing these bushes out, which we've already covered tonight, but pressing the bushes out on the rear subframe. There was nowhere I could find on YouTube that had a video on how to press those bushes out. Don does a great video on restoring the rear subframe by painting it. So the subframe that I've got here, funny enough, had been, I think restored is probably the wrong term for it. It had been painted with hammerite, but it was so rusty and just scabby that it needed stripping right back. So I've got it right here. But of course, Dom's video was talking about restoring it, and he shows how to strip it down and paint it. But he didn't talk about the bushes, taking the bushes out. He did say in the video that he'd taken the subframe to a local garage to press the bushes out. We are talking for the turbo shoe. I've recently done full maintenance, changed loads, just pushed it too hard too soon. I think yeah, it could be a problem. Could you remember a BAM? Could you recommend a BAM block with an AGU head? Stephen Harper, I'm just catching up on the chat there, guys. Yeah, Stephen, welcome, Stephen. I've given you a little mention already. So, Stephen is our TT knowledge, font of all knowledge in Ireland as well. So, welcome along, Stephen. If you don't follow Stephen's channel, go and check out Stephen Harper VW. He's just hit 5,000 subscribers. He's got some great Audi TT Mark 1 content. Please go and subscribe to his channel. Check him out. Stephen, if you are on still, hopefully you sent me a little video that I've asked you to send me. I've sent you a little message. Hopefully you sent that so I can get you in the video. What have we got? Glenn, when I replaced my engine, my turbo needed replaced. Also, I stayed at the side. I'll let Glenn answer that one. Glenn is an engine building genius, and he can probably help with most things there, guys. But yeah, so any content you want me to, and go and check out Nathan Coombs' video as well. So Nathan did a drive through the winter wilderness of the US with a little homage of my blue glasses I noticed in the video. So thank you, Nathan. Go and have a look. I'll record a video after this. Yeah, Stephen, don't panic. It's no rush. Please don't panic into doing it. Just I think it would be really good to do. Bryn sent me one. Travis has sent me one. I'm waiting on Hunter as well. Hopefully Chris and Rappy send me one as well. So hopefully I get all those videos together ready for the Christmas message. So hopefully we can share that with everybody. But yeah, so again, the new doors on, it gives the garage a bit more of a closed off feel rather than that old bashed up door. So we've got the new door on now. My strip light's out, so I need to replace that strip light. So that's my next job. I've got to get this. So I want to get the lighting much better in here, guys, for you all, so you can see what's going on and do a lot more painting it white so we get as much light bouncing back into the feed. I've noticed on some of my videos it's not great. If you have watched that video I did yesterday on the removing those bushes, highly recommend, if you're going to do jobs taking bushes out and that sort of stuff. I highly recommend picking up a set of those G clamps that I've done, because they are really, really quite good. It's a big G clamp with lots of different cup fittings that you use to press bushes out. And again, so you've got this. So I've been able to do this and remove all these bushes out of this subframe, which is going to be going off to the powder coats hopefully tomorrow, along with those control arms. But so the bits are just that's just falling off that subframe. A bit of really solid hammerite. Shows you how bad a job it was, but it is what it is. But compare it to this one, we've already talked about it, but we'll give you a quicker and up close. I've unwrapped it tonight. So this is a subframe that's been restored at a powder coat and painted black. Look at that, it's beautiful. So that will go on and live on in the car for many years, because both the subframes on the 3.2 are a bit scabby. So I need to get those swapped out. So I will be doing that shortly. But again, if you've got any questions for me, guys, please chuck it in the chat. And say if you want to send me a super chat as well, if you want to send me a little buy me a coffee, click on the little $sign down below, and all super chats are gratefully received. And again, all memberships as well. If you want to support me further by being a member, really appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, it's free to subscribe. You know, it's free to give this video a like as well. So if you're watching it, give it a like, guys. Really helps out get this message out to more people. So if you've not given it a little thumb, smash that like button as well. But if you want to support me further and become a channel member, again, you'll get your name in the videos, and you also get members only content that we publish as well. And I put out normally a video every now and again for members, just talking about what I've got going on. There's also a lot of posts in the community that are just members only posts as well. So if you want to become part of that, please join the channel as a member. It's most appreciated. But what are you getting for Christmas for your TT, guys? Have you got anything for Christmas that you're getting? Have you maybe asked for something in particular? Maybe some upgrades to the car. What upgrades are you doing? Maybe you're updating the suspension. Maybe you're updating the brakes. Maybe you've gone for maybe treat yourself to a new tip for the car, or an induction kit. What are you doing? Be interested to know. Of course, my cars are very standard. I'm going to treat the Roadster to. I'm looking forward over Christmas actually to getting out in it. I hope the weather's good. Not so much from a temperature perspective, but just sunny. Because I love driving this car in the sunlight in the winter when it's cold. Seats cranked right up. You've probably seen the video with me driving it. That's how I love to drive this car. It's just really puts a smile on my face. It's a great thing for mental health, I think, driving cars. Looks like we know how to video Stephen's doing next. Yeah. Go and check out Stephen's content, because he's always got some good stuff going on. We've got a really good community of YouTube content creators really between us. We all get on well. We all help each other out, don't we, Stephen? So yes. And we've been doing it for a long time. Between the lot of us, we can normally the video between all of us, you can find stuff. Not everyone's as active on the Mark 1 community as they once were, but I know there's still a lot of videos to come from some of your favourite YouTubers. I know that Bryn's got a lot of content coming. I've had a message from him tonight. He's got some videos in the works, which is great. I think Dom's not quite as active, but he's got a fantastic back catalogue. He's busy at the moment with other things, but he's still around. We're still keeping contact. He's greatly missed for his content on the scene, because what he didn't know was not really worth knowing. He was really knowledgeable. And of course, you've got Hunter Direct in the US that's got a lot of Audi or German mark cars now. Really does a lot of great content and videos and that. And you've also got Travis as well. So Travis TT in the US. He's doing some really good mods. So he's doing it. He sort of like takes a problem and tries to find a solution for it. So he made his own engine mounts. I mean, that's a great idea. So he sort of like poured and molded his own engine mount. So what a great bit of ingenuity to do. Because of course a lot of these parts are no longer available, are they, for the car? So it's why not make a homemade sandblaster and sandblaster? Yeah, do you know what, Steve? I thought about doing it. I did think about doing that, but I haven't got a compressor. So when you start factoring all the other bits into it, it's Because the thing is, sandblasting is one thing, powder coating is something else. So you need to get, I wouldn't be able to powder coat it. But interesting on powder coating, when they, because they obviously apply the powder coating with an electromagnetic charge, don't they? So they hang the item in the powder coater to make it to bond it on. So you normally get left with spots. When I had my wheels done, there were a couple of spots where they hadn't done it properly, but that's another story. If you know the story about my wheels, you know I was never quite happy with those wheels, and it's been many years since I've done it, so I'm quite happy to share. My wheels were restored by a company called Spit and Polish in Tunbridge, and they did a shocking job. Don't mind saying that. Andy, what I would love to see is a guide on reconnecting all of the bits of the wiring harness. I'm full engine out right now, but realise I may not have documented the connections well enough. Right, okay. John, I might be helping with some of that because I've videoed the entire dismantling process. I never put it back together, so I haven't got that. So unfortunately, fix my T after the P0012, fault camshaft position timing. It's not what you would have expected. Video next week. Really? There you go. That's a good reason to get subscribed to Stephen's channel now, guys. Get on there so you can get his content coming in. And my videos recently have been quite varied. It's not just how tos, which I know that's what you guys really like, is the how to content. But I've done a few videos on things such as, the story of the Audi TT Mark One. Also, that really crazy bi-turbo 2.7 V6 that came out of the Audi factory. It's a one-off special that's yellow that I've seen at the Vorsprung show. I've done a deep dive into that video, so please go and check that video out. I've got a massive back catalogue of stuff to keep you out of mischief over Christmas if you want to look some of the stories. And I do want to focus a little bit more on the history and the stories behind the Audi TT Mark One. There's a really good website that's hosted by a friend of mine called Frank Schmulders, who's based in Holland. And Frank's website is www.audi-tt.eu. Go and check that website out. He's got a lot of history about the car, lots of special features. What Frank doesn't know is not worth knowing. He's also one of the co-hosts for the International Audi TT show. So those of you that don't know about that, so next April, we are returning to Ypres for the third edition of the International Audi TT show. So we've hosted it for the last 2 years, and it's got bigger both times. This time we think it'll be bigger again. The first year we had about 180 cars. Last year we had 250 cars, and cars come from all over Europe. They come from France, Belgium, Spain, even Germany. We've got guy from Poland driven down. A lot of guys from the UK as well. You name it, they come from all over for that show. And the cars that are there are beautiful. A lot of Mark 1s, a lot of unusual colour Mark 1s as well. The Continental cars seem to be quite a little bit more reserved, let's call it. There's a lot of like greys and silvers and blacks and dark colours, it seems to be. And but a lot of great cars, some really good modified. The French guys did some really good modified cars last year. And we hold it in Ypres. And we go over on a Wednesday and we stay till the Sunday. The show is on the Saturday at the Caddy Cars Motor Museum. If you've not been to that and seen that, go and check out my video from the previous International TT show videos, because that show is amazing. And I can't recommend how good a weekend that is with like-minded TT fans, enthusiasts. We have such a good time. Everyone gets on, and we go out for dinner, and it's a great way for getting me to meet you guys as well, because there's so many of you I meet like via text and via like chats and comments, and it's always great to put a name to the username, a face to the username, really, when we go there. So people come to me and go, Andy, I'm so and so, and I thought, wow, amazing. And one of the guys that came the first year, another guy called Andrew, also known as Swiss Jet Pilot on the TT forum. So if you're on the TT forum, Swiss Jet Pilot, Andrew's a great guy from the US, based in Switzerland, and was based in Switzerland originally, and he has a 3.2 Mark II, and he was talking about the issue behind the failed diaphragm, and he told me about a fix for that, because you can't buy that diaphragm for the 3.2 anymore from Audi. They don't do it. So there is a way to fix that problem by using the the same part off a 3.6 V6 from a Porsche, and that part's about £30, and that sold you probably. You need a little self-tapper screw in the back of the little rocker cover that goes over the diaphragm, but it solves the problem. So I highly recommend checking that out. Checking out Stephen's Andrew's post on the TT forum. I'm going to do a video on how to fix that yourself, because what tells you that your diaphragm has failed is when you put your foot down, you get a whistle from the car, and it's because that little pinhole in the back of the diaphragm rocker cover, that hole is there for that reason, to tell you that the diaphragm's failed. So when they hear that whistle, it's time to replace that part. Mr. GMT, you're an absolute star. Thank you for your 10 Australian dollars. You are such a great support of the channel. Always great to get a super thanks from you, buddy. Really appreciate it. You're always generous. So thank you so much. I know it's very early over in Australia at the moment. So, yeah, thank you for your support, buddy. All super thanks are greatly appreciated. So, guys, if you are enjoying what you're watching, please hit the little dollar sign down below to help support me. It's most appreciated when I see that you guys are enjoying what you watch, and knowing that what I'm covering is giving you some good content. What's the weather like over there in Australia? I imagine it's quite warm this time of year, because it's being winter in the UK. Must be summer out there. I guess you're quite warm. I wish I was a bit warmer tonight, because it's my battery's just run out of my heated gilet. So, but thanks to Cole Foreman for supplying me this gilet. What a great gift and surprise that was last week, and it turned up from the post. Hi, nice TT. Thanks, Mr. Zephyr. Appreciate that. I've been looking on YouTube for a video on changing the auxiliary belt on the 3.2. No luck yet. Right. Okay. Well, do you know what, Phil? I'm going to have to do that, because when I do the alternator, it would make sense to change the belt at the same time. So if you can wait a few weeks, I think I might have a video coming on that. So I need to do the alternator first, but it's just one of those jobs. I know it's going to be a pig of a job to do, but while you're in there, you might as well change the belt when you're on it. So I will do that too. Hopefully that can help you out. It's surprising, really, the amount of TT content we've got on YouTube, and there are still videos of what to do that just aren't out there. That is how my YouTube channel started, because back in the day, I had this car went for an MOT, and it failed. And the reason it failed was that the drive shaft CV boot had snapped, had perished, and was leaking oil. So I thought, well, I'm not paying someone a load of money to do that. The car's not worth it. The value of the car, it cost me so much money to get it done at the garage. I'll just give it a go myself. And if I do it, great. If I don't do it, then I'll have to bite the bullet and go to a garage, I guess. But so I started doing it. I thought I'll film it, because I looked on YouTube and I couldn't find a video on replacing the CV boot on the Audi TT Mark 1. So I thought, well, I'll film it. I did a bit of YouTubing before that, not of any sort of capacity, but I just started filming and thought it would be, get your popcorn ready. It might be a long one. And I made a video, put it out there. A lot of people started watching it, had a lot of great feedback on it. And I thought, well, what else can I cover on the car that needs doing? So I did a few other videos on the TT, and then that's where the TT community really started taking off for me. And of course, there's a lot of videos out there. We've all got our own take on doing things. And I think between all of us in the community, we're probably pitching it at all levels of mechanics. So someone like Bryn is very technical, very good, and he'll explain how to do it for like the true like garage mechanic. But my approach is maybe a little bit more aimed at the beginner, the person that wants to give it a go and doesn't know how to do it, because that's me. I don't know what I'm doing a lot of the time, and the only way I learn is by doing and finding out myself. So hopefully my content comes across like that, and it's simple enough for people to understand. I try and explain everything I'm doing so nothing gets missed, because if you get a video and someone says, right, we're going to change the alternator, so here's the car with the front off all disassembled, well, that doesn't help you guys, does it, if you need to know how to get to that point. So hopefully my videos will help you on the very basics. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments, because for some reason I see you pull up in France, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. My head goes to the castle. Yeah, starting to have its most, and almost 4 p.m. now. Oh, right, okay, cool. Yeah, it's when we go to France, it's such a good trip. Well, it's Belgium, it is, but we have such a good trip. And I know there's a lot of you that are watching from all around the world. As it's, tonight we've got people on from Austria, Indonesia, America, Australia. So, guys, if you're watching from somewhere, why don't you put in the chat where you're watching from, so I know where you guys are watching from. I'd be really interested to know what parts of the country and the world I've got people watching from tonight. I'm based in Kent, just so everyone knows. So I'm based just outside Marden in Kent, between Maidstone and Tunbridge Wells. So if you know where I am. I'm from France. Mr. Zephyr, are you coming to? Are you going to come to the International TT Show in Ypres in April? Hopefully, see you there. Going to book the time, so you're going to look for. Yeah, it's such a great. Hey Travis, good to see you lurking in the comments, buddy. I have seen you sent me a message during this live, and I've not had a chance to look at it yet, buddy, but I will do. But I have seen your video for my video. Top job, buddy. It's great. It's spot on. Thank you. Michigan, USA. Yeah. Ray, did you post a picture of your car up? And you said you were from Michigan, and I said about I made a comment about that, about Michigan, about Detroit. Maybe, don't know. Maybe I didn't. Might be. There's a few people maybe that are on. Oh, you're not coming. That's a shame. It'd be a shame. It'd be good to see that Jackson, Michigan. Oh, not. So we got two people on from Michigan there. That's unusual. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah, I thought it'd be you. So there's a couple of people from Michigan in there. So I wonder how far apart you two guys are that are in Michigan there, because I know you US guys, you always say that people are, you don't see TTs around because they're very rare in the US. I wonder maybe if you can, start some sort of TTC in the US and get guys together to look at each other's cars, because it'd be good to put people in touch. We've got 28 people on. Only 21 thumbs up. Can you guys give this feed a thumbs up as well, and let me know you're watching it? And also, guys, if you watch my video this week, if you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. It's all about the subframe bush removal, and if you give it a thumbs up, great. And also, if you when you're watching it, if you slide the comments across, there's an option to hype the video as well. So if you could give it a hype, you only get 7 days to hype a video, but if you could hype it, that would be amazing. Thank you. I'm from around Detroit, and yeah, don't see many TTs. Hi from Cork City in Ireland. Hello, Tony Foley. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you watching me from the Emerald Isle. Actually, haven't seen another TT. Yeah, so that would be good, wouldn't it? So the last time I was in the US, I was in Vegas, and I messaged some people on here and said, look, I'm coming to Vegas in a few weeks. There's a guy that has one of my early videos on TT Meets TT was all about meeting a Mark 1 TT that's based in Vegas. So I reached out to the guy, and unfortunately he wasn't around when I came over, but another great guy that was based in the US, in Vegas, owned a Mark 3. He arranged to come and pick me up from the hotel the night I arrived, and he took me for a tour down the strip, gave me a whole history lesson on all the casinos. So I'm driving down the Vegas Strip at night, lovely, hot weather, roof down, having a lesson on the history of Vegas. Does it get any better than that? I mean, you couldn't ask for that, could you? And that was amazing to have. So thank you guys for giving it a thumbs up as well. Really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel. But good to see that you guys are chatting in the comments there. So hopefully you guys can hook up and check each other's TTs out. Because I think Jackson to Detroit, I'm not sure how far that is. It's a big state, Michigan, isn't it? I'm currently building a 98 Miata 1.8 140 bodywork complete engine rebuild. Wow, that's a big job. Got to go now, Andy. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year. Yeah. And to you, Phil, thank you so much for all your emails and comments and your channel support as a member. Thank you for being a channel member of the Andycharger channel. It's most appreciated you supporting me. Thank you so much. Have a great Christmas and New Year as well yourself. I probably will be on next Monday. I'll probably do a live next Monday, even though it's been Christmas and New Year. Please jump on. Yeah, it's great to have people come and go through the night and jump on for things. So it's always great to see you guys catching up. Yeah, to me, this is why it's worth doing the TT scene, because I also do a few videos on the Ford Fiesta, which if you look at my top 10 videos every day, the top 5 videos out of all my content is all on that Ford Fiesta, because there's more Fiestas around. There's people wanting to know how to fix a Fiesta. But really, my passion is for these cars. It's for the Audi TT Mark 1. This is what we're all about, isn't it? We're talking about these cars. So it's always great to share the passion with you guys. So, if I wanted to my YouTube channel to be the biggest thing that I could make it, I would be focused on that Fiesta, and I'm not going to do that because the TT scene seems to have dropped off a little bit from a content creation perspective over the last year or so. Not as many of us doing videos and about, but I'm going nowhere. Just so you're aware, people, I'm going nowhere. I'm staying put, and I'm here for the duration because this car is going nowhere. And I think now, as you know, the Pyre is not going anywhere as well. That was for sale, or well, it wasn't for sale. It was someone asked me if I'm prepared to sell it, and I said, pick a number out of the air. The guy was looking; he had a budget of £9,000 for a sub 100,000 mile papaya, and I said, "Well, I've got a 68,000 mile one, and I wouldn't take a penny less than £10,000 for it." And the guy came straight back and said, "Yeah, I'd happily pay that." And then I thought about it. I thought, well, it isn't technically for sale, but then I thought, well, £10,000 is a lot of money for one of these cars. But I thought no, and I think Carl, I think you might have said as well when we've spoken. You're not gonna get another one of those. You're not, £10,000, like Bryn said to me as well. But if you have a chance to have a coupe, you would do it. Yeah, guys, definitely upvote me. Definitely give it a thumbs. No, don't give it a thumbs down. Give it a thumbs up. Definitely give me a thumbs up. Please upvote. So let's get this. Let's get my content out to more people. That's the thing. I want to grow the TT content. I want to get it out to more people. I'm sure there's a lot more people out there who benefit from watching what we do. So please do give it a thumbs up. And again, to say if you can support the channel and you can send me a super thanks, please do click on the little dollar sign down below. It's always appreciated. And of course, if you are a channel member as well, that is absolutely fantastic because that helps support me, bring you more great content. So the Roadster, we talked about the CCM earlier. This has had a problem with the CCM. It did have a point where we had really heavy rain in the UK, and the little drains. You must keep the drains clear as well, just so people are aware. There's one on each side of the car, and it sits just behind, almost up behind your head in the curtain. So the curtain, little plastic tray. I haven't really been able to film it because it's so tucked away. You can't really get a picture of it. But if you put your hand around it, you'd feel it. It's like a little tray. It's about this sort of size. And in the middle of it, it's got a little cross and a hole, stop things going down it. And what had happened is some leaves had got into my car when the roof was down and landed in that hole, blocked the hole, so water couldn't drain away. So the water instead drained into the car, into the CCM, got it wet. So my wife took the car to the garage and she said, "I can't get the petrol cap open." I said, "Well, that's unusual because press the button and it'll open." No, it doesn't work. So she brought the car home and I tried it and sure enough, it didn't work. And then I immediately thought, has the CCM got wet? The first thing I thought, before I even checked fuses, and I put my hand onto the back parcel shelf and that feeling of a wet carpet just filled me full of dread. So what did I do? Well, I was hoping it hadn't caused too much damage. So I got a sock and I filled it full of rice and I shoved it into the void and just tied it off. Okay, I got a load of silica gel packs and put it all around the back as well, mopped up what I could, left it. Then I got a hairdryer and I hair dried into the hole as well. I had the hairdryer go for about an hour, but only burnt the hairdryer out. Dried it out nice and dry, left the car, went back to it the next day, pressed the button to open the petrol cap and it popped open. And I was like, thank the Lord it works. So you can save it before it gets too water damaged, but that's because it just got wet that one time. Of course, if they continue to get wet and stay wet, they will corrode, and then you'll start getting more electrical gremlins. And the common electrical gremlins for that, for the CCM playing up, or your doors don't want to work, your hood won't work, your windows won't work, the flap won't open, and also the boot won't open. Now, of course, if they do stop working, you need to access those. Behind the driver's seat on the Roadster, there's a little compartment, a little lockable compartment you can open, and inside that there is a handle, like a pull handle, and that will release your boot. Okay, so that's a great release in the Mark 1. The Mark 2 doesn't have that, so you're a bit stuffed if you haven't got access to that. You've also got inside the boot. In fact, I wonder if I can show you that. Do you guys know where the petrol cap release is? I'm going to show you where that is right now. So the first thing you need to do, so say your petrol cap won't open, go in the car, okay, and release the boot. I've actually popped my petrol cap open there, and I've also released the boot. So we know the electrics all work. So we're going to pop the bonnet boot open like that. Okay. Jeez, look at the dirt in here. This needs a clean out. This is where it's been sitting. Look, it's got leaves and all sorts. So I'm going to bring you over, and then we're going to look in the boot of my Roadster. Okay, so I'm going to spin you around. So as we look in the Roadster boot, and I'll make sure I can see this. Can you see? Right. So here, inside the Roadster boot, on the driver's side wall, there's a little flap. Okay. You see I've opened that flap. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you off the mount for a minute. Oh, no, there you go. So here we go. You can see now, if I open this flap like that, so there's the wall of the Roadster boot. And you've got this black cable with a yellow sticker on it. And what you do, get hold of that and pull it. It says, you hit that pop. And that is your emergency petrol release cap there. So that is how you would release your petrol cap on your Audi TT Mark 1 if for some reason you had no way of getting it open on the button. If you can get it in the boot, that's how you do it, okay? Can you what? Have you? Right, I'm just going to go back. From electronics engineering, I'd leave the rice out. Isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, but so Christy, when I did it, it soaked the rice soaked the moisture up. So that's why I did that, and it seemed to do it because the rice all got wet. So I presume that was doing it. So the silica gel also helped as well. Travis, let me know. I would love to do that. I'm up for it, Travis. Right, just not a fan of Facebook. Yeah, guys, you get a US group together. My window wipe doesn't work on my TT. Music rooms, is that because you've got a coupe or a Roadster? What you guys are talking about that? Can you turn your phone so that way we get a better view of what you're showing? Mr. GMT, unfortunately, because this is a mobile stream, it will only broadcast in portrait mode. But what I'm going to do is I might do next week's feed in landscape. I might do it as a stream. I might use the application so you guys can watch it. Now, watching it on a phone, if you're watching it on your phone, I'm probably appearing nice and in frame. Now, I've also got the laptop over there looking at myself, and I can see that is yeah, it's very skinny and slim, isn't it? Well, not me, I mean the actual. Right, that's a Cooper. Okay, yeah, so I'll do that. I'll see if next week I can do this stream as portrait. So YouTube have been quite keen to get people to do their streams in this the vertical stream, as they call it, which is what we're doing tonight. I think it's to try and compete with things like TikTok and Instagram, because this is like the same sort of format. Most people that watch this will be watching on a mobile, and I can guarantee if you're watching this on there'll be only a few of you watching on a computer. In fact, let's ask the question, guys. How are you watching me tonight? Are you watching me on a computer, or on a laptop, or are you watching me on your phone? My car horn stops working for days at a time, then comes back for a day. Well, I don't know what that would be. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Ray. I'll get that for removing the corrosion. Isopropyl alcohol will do that. Yeah, I think I was lucky that I didn't get to that stage. I think I've seen your YouTube. Phone. I've got a phone, mobile. Started a mobile, switched to Lappy. Okay, phone. Yeah, watching my phone. Phone. Yeah, so everyone's watching their phones. So that's the thing. Watching if you've got me in a landscape format on your phone, oh, but tiny, which might be a good thing. Soak it in ISO and dry it in oven. Rice and it doesn't thin. The same in pairs with just grains of rice jammed in fans. Okay, I wasn't going to put them in. I wasn't going to put it right in the fan. At my desk, Electric Adventure Channel. Good, that's good. Electric Adventure Channel. What do you cover on your channel, buddy? Electric Adventures. Be interested to check that out. Do the ARB mod make such a difference? Worth going with the H and R. That I don't know. Are you talking about springs there? You're talking about, or shocks? Are you talking about people do the anti-roll bar. Anti-roll bar. Yeah, yeah. I've heard different things about that H&R anti-roll bar. Definitely stiffens up your ride. Depends what you want, really, doesn't it? I suppose if you want a yeah. Sorry, I didn't sort of twig that at first. Stupid, I know, but yeah, it will stiffen your ride up a bit, and it. But yeah, love the TT Mark One fun car. Yeah, they are great fun cars. There also can be a money pit. People tend to refer to them as a money pit. Um, what are the most common terms for the Audi TT Mark One? Money pit, hairdresser's car. Um, but what would I call it? I would call it an absolute joy to drive. Um, if you ask my wife, she'd call it uncomfortable because she hates driving them because she says the steering is so heavy. She says I'm going to sit down because my poor old knees can't take it anymore. So I'm going to sit down and we can chat like that. So I'm sitting on a beer crate. Flight attendant's car. Ironically, I bought mine from the flight attendant. Yeah, John. Yeah, yeah, narcissist but lover. Anyways, yeah, they are great cars, aren't they? I mean, that's the one thing you've got. You can StreamYard. Can you use StreamYard to do your streams, which is much better? I've not looked into that, but Mr. GMT, I'll check that out for you, buddy, and see what I can do. Um, Comfiest car I've ever driven. Wow, that's a bold statement. My Zoom Zoom car that I don't look good getting out of. Yeah, if you're a bigger guy, taller guy, then obviously they're not most flattering of cars to be driving around in, are they? They don't have an awful lot of headroom as well. And if you've managed to get in the back of a TT, you've done very well because there's not an awful lot of room in the back of the car. Has the feed been better since I reset that router as well, guys? I'm not sure if it has. Hopefully, it has. I don't seem to have the jerky on the camera. You let me know. Yeah, when you're 5'6" is perfect. Yeah. It's the DSG is a really pleasant driving experience. I think if you've got cruise on it as well, it's even better. It's a really nice feature. I had a Mauritius Blue 3.2 for those of you that remember that car, and that also had sat nav on it. Really old sat nav on that little tiny screen in the middle. I mean, it was bizarre, but it was good. But I'm 6'3", don't wear hiking boots. No, do not pay for it. Just use the StreamYard free. Okay, yeah, I use a product. So if you've ever watched any of our old lives where we'd have all the YouTubers on it, we would have we use a product called Video Ninja, and that would allow us to stream multiple people on a window as well. I can invite people into this, but then you end up having half the screen. It gets. Is the Mark II TT good? It's not for me. I'm not saying that's not a good car. It's probably a refinement of the Mark One. The Mark III, I think, is a totally different car. So you can't really compare a Mark III to a Mark One. If you compare them side by side, they just look like different animals. I think the Mark II, in my opinion, has lost a little bit of the charm of the features of the Mark One. But for a driving experience, it's a much more comfortable drive. It's a much more practical drive. But the Mark One is that more classic feel, I think. I'm after having loads of cars. I'll get my Mark One, have the DSG box, and love the way it drives. Yeah, Tony, they are great cars, aren't they? They do actually feel fantastic. They are a really, really great driving experience. So, what guys? What cars have you got? Is there anyone with a Quattro Sport on tonight? I know Simon's got a Quattro Sport, but what about the rest of you? What cars have you got? Tell me in the comments. Have you got a 3.2? Have you got a 225? Have you got a Roadster? Have you got a Coupe? Have you got a Special Edition? And also, what colour car you're driving as well? Let me know. Mark II lost the Bauhaus design. Yeah, it absolutely did, didn't it? A little better, fine, but yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? It's the Mark One's got that Bauhaus look, isn't it? Wow, Christy, you've got a Mark 1 225 Le Mans Ford Fiesta. It's like you live at my house. 3.2 Roadster, denim blue, nice, yeah. Mark, there's not many denim blue cars about now, they're quite rare. What have we got? John Rochester's got a Mark 1 225 red, Lambo Lounge. I know what car you've got, Lambo Lounge. Can you, Lambo Lounge? Can you drop me a quick email? Because or can you drop me a if you've got WhatsApp, drop me a message and I'll send you my phone number. I'd like you to record me a little video tonight, if that's possible. With your hasn't got with your car, can be a bit at home. Just a little quick video segment. I'm just everyone that's done a YouTube video for the Mark One this year, and Nathan, I want you to do one as well. Just to drop a little message to me. I'm going to send you a link. Just drop me a little message. I would like to ask you to record something for me for a video I put out this week. That'd be great. You haven't got to do it. Don't feel you've got to do it, but if you can do it, it'd be great. Thank you. O2 Black on Black 225. Right, what else we got? I've got a 2006 black, silver black top Mark 1 3.2. The badge that states 1 of 99. Not sure what that means. Right, are you in the US, by the way, 2013 WWS? Because that 1 of 99, that was a limited edition that the US had because there's a guy that came with us to the Nürburgring a couple of years ago, and he had a 3.2, and it was 1 of 99. Yeah. So that's a limited edition. It is 1 of 99. And the guy, what's the guy called? Irvin, I think his name, not Irvin. Oh God, what's his name? So sorry if you're watching. My memory's terrible. But he took me for a passenger lap around the Nürburgring, and he was there with his brother. Oh my goodness, what are their names? But anyway, he's got one of those cars at 1 of 99. If he sees me, he'll kill me on it because I can't remember his name. But yeah, but fantastic cars, absolutely. So what I've got, Desert Green Pearl with baseball. Wow, that's a great combination. On your email, yeah, fab. Yeah, do that. I'll check it if I have WhatsApp. Yeah, Lambo Lounge. If you haven't got WhatsApp, you can send it to me via email as well. But if you can just record a little short clip, I need to tell you what I want to. Well, I won't tell you what you got to say. I just want to. I'll explain the background, but you can say what you like. But it's little short message. I think would be good from all the people that have done a YouTube video this year on the Mark One. Lewis, that is exactly it. Simon, I knew you'd remember Lewis. That was it, and his brother as well. So yeah, Lewis had. He's got the 1 of 99 car as well. So he's based down in Texas, I believe. So 1 of 99 in the US. So there's 2 of those 99 still on the road, which is good. My Z4 is fantastic. 2.5 is fast. Yeah, Z4 is a great car, isn't it? Although it is a BMW when we're talking about Audis, but I don't know if that's allowed. I guess it's allowed. I don't mind. We'll talk about whatever you like, guys. How does the Z4 compare? That's the car I was shopping for. Oh yeah, they're I don't think they're very cheap though, are they? The Z4. I think they're quite pricey still. My 03 came with the window sticker and all the service records. I picked it up for $1,200. Wow, that's cheap. There's some issues, right? Okay. Travis, I know what car you've got, buddy. I bet it's pumping out more than 225 now. Surely with all your mods, must be pumping out more than 225. Must be. But I'm gonna have to go and charge my little battery pack up in a minute because my jacket is really cold. Getting quite chilly now. Got no gloves on. I've got my hat on, obviously still. Not sure if you remember, Andy. Currently designed that single. Oh yes, yeah. Send me the message, Chris, when you do it because it'd be good to see that. So there is a radio you can buy. I think it's Pioneer, off the top of my head, and it's got it fits under the TT flap. It's a single DIN, and you press a button, the little screen pops out, so you can use it like almost like a Apple CarPlay type device. Peter Loden had one in Scotland. He's had a couple of TTs. A 150 Rose to start with, and then he had a 3.2, and then he bought a Mark II. Someone just mentioned me on YouTube, on Facebook. I don't know what that's about. I'm just going to wipe that off for a minute. But yeah, so he's had a couple of TTs, and he had one of those stereos that flipped out. Looked really nice, actually. But that's the only stereo I know that does that. I don't know how much battery's left on these little mics tonight, but they seem to still be going all right. So we'll still keep talking. Only thing I've done with my radio is add Bluetooth through the CD changer wiring. That's really good. You can get a Bluetooth module, can't you, that replaces that connects to the CD changer instead. that does the full Bluetooth connectivity, because the plug-in cigarette lighter type Bluetooth FM transmitters, they're okay until you get in an area where you've got interference with the signal, and then you have to retune them to, which is fine, but it is still radio you're broadcasting. Andy, what do you think of the 1.8 Auto? Is it a rare Mark One? Yes, Chris Andrews, it is a rare. I don't know many. I don't think I've seen more than 2 autos in the UK in the 1.8 platform. So that DSG, it's very rare. Wouldn't it be awesome if Audi would make a Mark 1 TT, but with all the Mark 3 technology? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? I mean, I suppose you could. That could be a project for someone, couldn't it, to get all the. I mean, what I have seen is I've seen someone put a TTRS engine into a Mark 1, a Mark 3's TTRS engine in a Mark 1. So Matt Hillen's done that up in TT Spares in Crewe. I've not seen it running yet, but I've seen it. He sent me some pictures of that. That looks amazing. He's also, I don't know if you follow Matt on TikTok, but he is making carbon fibre front wings for the Audi TT Mark 1. They look immense. And he's been showing you all his stages and steps he's been going through. So the first few attempts didn't go too well, but now the latest one he's put up on TikTok today, it's amazing. It looks spot on. So imagine having carbon fibre front wings on display with all the carbon fibre. It looks just really cool, really light. So from a racing perspective, or like TT track day, that'd be amazing. I've got the 1.8 Auto and 3.2 Auto, just like your older blue one. Oh, right, cool, yeah. So both my 3.2s that I've owned have been autos. They've both been DSG. And being a lazy driver, I love them. I love the DSG. It's effortless driving. People say, oh, it's not a true driver's car unless you've got a stick shift, but this has got a stick. And I'm thinking that we're taking this to France next year. My wife and I have been married 25 years next year, and we're doing a lap of France in this car. So it's got to be in tip-top condition for that. But I'm thinking I would much rather be taking the 3.2 because it's got a DSG, cruising down the auto route. But, with this, it's, gear stick, and I don't know. But I wouldn't want to take my 3.2 on a long journey because I want to put the miles on it. Because although bizarrely, this has only got 85,000 miles on it, but the 3.2's got 68,000 miles on it. So that is, I want to keep that low because it's going to, not that making it worth a lot of money will help me in the future, but, it will be worth more money for my children when they come to sell it when I'm long gone. It'll be worth more, I hope, by that point. The Papaya 3.2, as we know, is a very rare car. And we talk about its rarity, and obviously I did a video on how rare it was. Are you worried it'll break down? Yes, I am worried it'll break down because it has broken down on me in the past. But yeah, it is, it is what it is. But going back to the 3.2 Papaya, 1 of 41 made for the UK market, very rare. But then you start digging into the other rare colours, the sort of the limited edition colours that were produced for the UK market. And when you go to shows and you see other colour cars, it soon becomes quite clear that there are other rare colours, just as rare as the Papaya, that are, you don't really see. And I think a great example being is in the 3.2, the Imola yellow. So Jeff's got a great Imola yellow. We think there's only one Imola yellow 3.2 in the UK. We're not sure of any others. The white, the Arctic white 3.2, I've seen 2 now, 2. But Papayas, I've seen probably 10. I've seen a lot of Papayas. There's an awful lot of Japanese import Papayas as well. Papaya 3.2 good. Thank you, Lambo's Lounge. I really appreciate that. It is a lovely car. I've got a silver 3.2 Rose Juice with a hard top. Was that 9,000 miles? That was a genuine. Wow. Sinner, that's amazing. That's a really low mile car. There are some really low mile cars out there. There is one near me in yellow, V6 Hot. Is it a V6 Hot? Where are you based in the UK? Are you based in Essex? And is it a 3.2? And is it a coupe? Be interested to know. It's all gone quiet. Be interested to know where these cars are, because the one that I'm aware of is oh yeah, yeah, I know it very well. It belongs to a good friend of mine. So Jeff Bedford. So he's got that lovely 3.2 V6 in Imlay yellow. It's a great condition car. But other really rare colour cars. I don't know if you're still on here, Carl, but the Aviator Grey is also a really rare colour car. Don't see many of those about. Yeah, the guy only has 3.2. Yeah, is the 3.2 turbo? No, it's not. Music Room is not a turbo. No, a 3.2 V6. It's normally aspirated. You can convert them, put a turbo on them, but it costs you about £10,000. No, it's Jeff's. Is that no? It's not Jeff's, or no, it is Jeff's. Yeah, if it's Jeff's car, I know it very well. Um, Jeff came with us to comes with us to the International TT show. Actually, me and Jeff Convoy. Oh, it's not Jeff's. Oh, okay. There's another one. Wow. Okay. So Jeff is also of the opinion there's only one that he's aware of. So if you know of another one that's in Essex, be interested to know what that is. Be interested to know, definitely, whereabouts in Essex. OEM best. Yeah, love an OEM car. For me, standard cars. Although saying that, yeah, Carl, yours is not OEM, is it, buddy? Yours is quite low. Oh, it's his brother-in-law. Yeah. Well, oh, right. Okay. Yes, I know Jeff's brother-in-law. Um, and I think that yellow 3.2, I think it's a manual as well, the one we're talking about there, but it's not technically on the road. So that is not counted in the ones that are there. So Jeff's is the only one on the road. So he has got Jeff's brother-in-law has got a lovely Papaya 3.2 V6 he drives at the moment as well. But that's a Japanese import one, but it's another great car. Seen him at quite a few shows. But yeah, for Jeff's car is the only one I'm aware of on the road, which I've photographed many times. In fact, it featured in Practical Classics a couple of years ago. It was the cover car in Practical Classics, so that's how well sought after and how lovely it is. But talking about OEM cars, Carl, yours is not OEM. It's very, very low. Looks amazing, but Carl's car is probably one of the finest I've seen. But for bodywork wise, it looks a cracking car. There are some great cars out there. We talked about the one last week that is the registration of 32TT, the Kingfisher blue one. That is also a great car. The guy who lives near me has about 6, 7, all V6. They never move. Yeah, that's the guy you're talking about is Jeff's brother-in-law. Yeah, they're all just sitting there rotting away. Unfortunately, it's quite sad. We'd like to get them back on the road maybe and do something with it. I call mine OEM Plus. It's very plus, Carl. It's very plus. But I suppose mine's OEM Plus now because it's got Brembo calipers on the front. It's got a double din stereo. It's got reversing sensors. So it's not standard, that car, unfortunately. But it's still a great car to drive. Love it to drive when it's running. It's not so good about an alternator not working though. But if you enjoy what you're watching tonight, definitely give it a little thumbs up. So I know you're enjoying watching. So we've got 31 likes in the comments. It definitely gets it out to more people to watch and to like it. It gets it out to the algorithm for people to see it and share it with more people. We can start growing the channel more. I'm all about next year. I'm talking about what I want to do with YouTube next year. I want to grow my channel next year. I really want to sort of take it to the next level, keep it still relevant and intimate enough for you guys that you're all still getting all the content you want. But I want to reach a bigger audience. My vision, my long-term vision would be to this can become, this can be my life as I get older and need to retire. So, it'd be good. All good. I'm a newbie TT lover. That's good. Welcome along. We like new people in the group. It's always good to welcome new people along. Is anyone going to convince you to map your 225? It gives it a new lease of life, faster and more efficient. No, I don't want to start fiddling with it, Simon. I don't. It's I hear so many bad things about maps going wrong and overstressing engines, and I just think, no, it's not. It's not for me. You can use Zoom. What am I using Zoom for? I missed what that comment was. Well, I can zoom in, zoom that Zoom, or zoom as in like the is in the system. I'm not sure. I've just switched my mics to. I've just taken it off so I can hold it because I always think, is it getting interference on Zoom? All people can log on. What's that for? Sorry, Gerard. Is that to have like yeah. So do you know what I might do? I might do 1 week. I might do a little chat session. I'll share out a link for people, and if you want to do like maybe do like a little chat room session, you can jump on. I'm definitely going to do one for members. So for members that want to have a chat session, a live chat with me, it's just like we'll do like an evening chat one night. So for those who want to join on, jump on a chat with me, we'll do that on a Zoom call. Share a link with you, and we'll do that. It won't be Zoom though; it'll be Video Ninja, because you can do that from anywhere. You don't need any software either. You can do it for your browsers and got webcam. You can just jump on. So I'll share a link on Video Ninja, and we can all chat and jump in a room together. And yeah, it'd be pretty cool to catch up with a lot of people. So if you ever want to do that, guys, if you want to talk to me, you want to jump on chat, let me know. Always happy to host like a chat session, and we can ask any questions you want to ask. But yeah, I'm just thinking about things I've got to do, things I want to share with you guys we've got coming up. I'm going to do, I haven't filmed it yet, but I am going to film it this week, which is the video. There's a little short video on testing the starter motor. I want to cover testing the starter motor. Chris Andrews, thanks for giving me a super thanks, buddy. That is much appreciated. Thank you for that. You're an absolute diamond, absolute star for that. Thank you very much. And guys, if you want to support the channel and you want to go a little bit further, you can press the little $sign on this chat underneath, and you can send me a super thanks, and that helps support the channel. Thank you very much, Chris. Really appreciate that. Or if you want to become a channel member, you can do so as well. There's 2 levels of channel membership. You get your names in the video. You get access to me. You get private. I send out a lot of members only content as well, for talking about things that are going on in the garage, things that I've got going on with the cars, and talk about videos that are coming up as well. So if you want that early access to things, then please join the channel as a member. It helps support me. It helps me keep doing what I'm doing, because obviously it costs me money to do this, and it is a hobby. So it's not free, unfortunately. But yeah, if you want to help me, then yeah, most appreciate anyone that is able to help. But yeah, so talk about the starter motor. I've got a short on how to test the starter motor on the channel. I did it a couple of weeks ago, but I figured people want to know what problems they can have with the starter motor, how you can bench test it, and what the sort of like symptoms could be from that. You know, what you'd be testing, and what connections on the starter motor you need to activate to get it to kick into gear. So it is quite easy to do. You can do it, don't even need a battery. You can use a jump pack. So if you've got a jump pack, and I recommend anyone that's driving anywhere in one of these old cars, I highly recommend picking up a jump pack. I've actually got one taped to this. I'm just going to put that there for a sec. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to take this off here. Just going to show you this, guys, because it's there's one attached to this mic stand, or not mic stand. Oh, don't want to take you off though. Right, so this is a jump pack here, and it's so I can turn it on, and then it's you can see these numbers. It's a tire inflator as well, so I can actually inflate my tires with this. It's a portable tire inflator and a jump pack, so I can attach the jump leads into it as well, attach to the battery, click the button and jump the car and get it to start. So if you've got a flat battery, or you need to get the car started, these are an absolute lifesaver. They charge up on USB-C. This one is made by Ack Mount, but Top Don do a great one as well. There's a few different ones I've got knocking around the garage. They all do a great job. Get nothing for talking about them. So, you know, if you these have all been sent to me over the years. So if you want a good one, this is great, because it's got a tire inflator as well. A lot of them are just like a jump pack and a light. I've got a really good. Where's my? I can't find it, but I've got a really good one that's made by Auxito, and they're known for their lights more than anything. And the Auxito one is it's got a massive floodlight, and it's magnetic, so you can stick it to the car, and you can floodlight your engine, so you can use it as a light. It's also a jump pack as well. Does lots of different jobs. But yeah, so lots of things. I prefer to Japan and be a member if that's okay. Mr. GMT, I absolutely, you are always over generous and contribute every week to me. So I'm more than happy you do what you want to do. I'm always so grateful for you, and never feel like obliged to do it. But you're always very, 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 very generous and support the channel. So thank you so much. I'm not expecting people to be members. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Give this feed a like. It's free to do so. I don't expect anything. It's just those other features that are just there to help me continue to bring you great content, hopefully. So I hope you do enjoy what I do, guys. And if there's anything that you would like me to change in the live feeds, anything you want me to cover differently, then let me know. But always happy to share with you things I find that are useful. These are definitely useful. But the reason I was talking about that was, because of the starter motor. So so not this one, but the other one, the top down one. I connect this up to two locations on the starter motor, click the charge button, and it brings the starter motor to life. It springs it into life, and the starter shoots out, and you can see it's got plenty of oomph to work. So I will subscribe. Thank you, Music Rooms. Thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. Everything helps get out to more people. If you're new to the TT world, you'll find a lot of content on my channel that will help you out. So yeah, much appreciated. Thank you for subscribing, and yeah, watch some videos, give them a like, leave me a comment, and I answer all my comments. Thanks, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that, and that's what makes it worthwhile doing. That you're watching me halfway around the world, and that we're able to interact and talk about these things. It's great. I love that. I love to hear that that my content's helping people. And whenever we go to the International TT show, people come up to me that maybe English isn't their first language, and they always tell me in broken English or in their own language, and then I have to try and interpret it. Or they speak to me in perfect English as well sometimes, but they always say, they really enjoy the content and they're thankful for what I do, and that's amazing to hear that people in other countries, even not just in the UK, are watching it. It's really quite humbling. What was that comment? Have you had any tracking problems? The only issues I've had bizarrely with tracking is when I have changed things like ball joints and control arms. So I changed the control arms on this car, and then it started pulling very slightly to the left. And I took it to its MOT, and he said, "Oh, your car tracking's out. We'll do that." And it's because I put new control arms on, and obviously I hadn't marked where the settings were. But even if you marked where the bolts go, it'd be very difficult to get it spot on for your tracking. But that's the only issue I've had. If you knock a wheel against the curb, you can knock your tracking out as well. So lots of things like that can happen. You can almost find as well, if you've got uneven tyre wear as well, that can affect the car pulling to the side. It might not be tracking. It might just be that your tyres are worn unevenly, but also tracking can contribute to uneven tyre wear. So it can be a bit of a 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, but hopefully not. Did you have a particular problem with your tracking? Maybe you want to ask us, and then we can see if we can answer that. Hopefully we can. We've been live for nearly 2 hours now, guys. I'm going to try and do till 10 o'clock tonight. Do an extra half an hour. Do 2.5 hours. I've got to go off the night shift now. Thanks to the live stream. Music Reams, thanks for jumping on, buddy. Anything you need, drop me a message. Merry Christmas to you, and yeah, please subscribe and check out the content. I think you'll find it very helpful and very useful. But yeah, thanks for jumping on tonight. Who was it that had the question on the tracking? Chris. Yeah, Chris. Let me know in the comments what your question over the tracking was and what you've got the issue with on the car. Maybe we'll see if we can all club together and help you out. Might be a way to do it. For those of you that, one of mine, one of mine, I can't track it. One of the wheels is pulling out. I'd recommend tracking one of those things that's really. Where is the link to donate to your channel, Richard? If you go in the comments, there's a little dollar sign. in the comments. You can use that to do a super thanks or a super chat. Or if you want to become a channel member, there's a join button down below. So if you're watching on a laptop, there's an option to click the join button. I'm not sure where it is on the phone. There must be an option to do it on a phone as well. I wonder if I could do that. Do you know what? I have. I've found a way. I don't know how to share that though. I'm not sure that. There's also a way that you can, if you want to share this, if you want to share this live, guys, well, you can click the share button in the bottom corner as well. You can share it out to other people. So put my feed out to share with other people if you want to share it with others that you think might benefit from watching it. Richard, let me know if you are struggling to find that donate button. But it's like a little dollar sign at the bottom of the chat. Hopefully you can find it. It'd be great if you can. What was that? I was reading. Sorry, guys, I'm still reading comments. It's been quite busy on the comments tonight, which I love. That's always great to read all the comments, and it makes me realise that you guys are enjoying what you're watching, because I don't think you'd be here all evening if you weren't enjoying it. I'll change track rod ends and drop link. Still push around the left if I let the wheel go. It could be something as simple as that. Maybe the bolts on the control arm, buddy. That it could be that the control arm's out. You could even have a bent control arm. That's a possibility as well. So my recommend, if you do need to get that looked at, I'd take it to a garage and get it tracked professionally. Thank you, Richard Stevenson. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you for donating all the way from Ireland. I think you are tonight. I would definitely take it to the garage and get the tracking sorted out, Chris. Doing it yourself is a real pig. You definitely need the tools to get it spot on. I mean, people do it with bits of string and like weights and stuff, but I don't think you'd ever get it spot on. I'd definitely take it to a garage. Oh, you're a mechanic. Thanks, Andy. Found it. Done. Thanks, Richard. Oh, okay. So if you're a mechanic, then you're asking me. Hopefully, I bow to your knowledge, buddy. That's not. I'm not an expert, and I've had it at the shop. They can't do it. If a shop can't do it, mate, then I've got no chance of being a help, because I'd say they're the experts on getting it done. Four-wheel alignment is the thing I'd recommend going and having done. If that's what you've had done, though, that's not really going to be able to make any difference, I don't think. But for those that weren't on earlier, I finally unwrapped my Mark 1 subframe. Oh, that's not good. I'll pick that up. Just dropped the microphone on the floor. So my Mark 1 subframe, for those of you that know my car's journey as such, this is a refurbished Mark 1 Audi TT 3.2 V6 front subframe. You can't buy them new anymore. So this is one that I had from a breaker, and I have refurbished. I've had it powder coated. I've had it wrapped in polythene for that. That's what I think it could be subframe. What you think? I wouldn't have thought so. That's unusual with the subframes. It could be twisted. The subframe could be twisted, but it actually had a serious impact if there's a problem with the subframe to have put the tracking out. Could be, though. Could be that. Be a big impact to have done that. I think probably been more damage elsewhere if you've done that. But yeah, so there is a subframe. It's got no bushes in it at the moment, but that's going to go on the 3.2 V6 because it's crusty underneath. And then when the one comes off the 3.2, we'll get that to the powder coaters and get that powder coated and hang that on the wall. So the idea being, I've got a 3.2 V6 front subframe, which you've just seen. Look at that. Look at the shine on that, ready to go. And then I've got this one that you've seen from the video last night, which I'm going to hold up as well. Which is, look how crusty and horrible that is. So that, when I bought that, right, that had been that was sold to me as refurbished. Look at the rust on it. All the paint's come off it. So Hammerite has been done on that. So if someone said to me, there are some videos that tell you to Hammerite your subframe. I think you could do that, but I would still say what you must do is you must shot blast the subframe before you just paint it. Don't just paint on rust, because where you can see what's happened there. Someone's just painted over the rust, and that's not giving you any protection. It's just hiding the problem. But I'm going to have that off down to the powder coaters who are going to strip that for me and refinish that and paint that, or powder coat it. And then I'll have a fresh rear subframe ready to go on the car, because the back subframe on my 3.2 is crusty as well, needs to be replaced. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be getting that subframe on the car. I don't know if Richard George is on tonight, but he was talking to me earlier on. He was saying, he asked me, am I going to do it myself? And no, I don't think I am going to do it myself. I think it's too much of a big job, really, to do it myself. I think I'm going to take it to the garage and get them to rebuild the rear suspension. I have a small knocking sound on the front left side when not turned sharp left. What do you think? Is it? It could be wheel bearing. It could be wheel bearing that could be doing that. It could be your CV joint. Could be causing a problem. Is it like a knock, like a rotation noise, like tick, 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 as it goes round, or just like one single knock? My roasted roof has some bad stains. How do you recommend I clean it? Oh, I've got some good products for that. I'll show you what you want to use for that. This is what I use. You can buy a kit actually for the soft top. What's that, Andy? There's this kit you can buy from Autoglim, one knock. Okay, so that's more likely to be something like your this might be your problem. So I bet you've got a bad bush in your CV joint, because that can cause a knock. We used to get some knocking on the Ford Fiesta. That would have a really bad knock, and that was from the rear axle bushes had worn on that. So I've just done a video on the Fiesta how to replace those. So bushes go, and because the rubber fails, they tend to knock. So rather than rotation noise will probably be a CV joint or a wheel bearing. But if it's a single knock, more likely to be a bush. So this pack from Autoglim, soft top cleaner and soft top protector. They come in a twin pack, and essentially you clean it all up first, get all the stains off, you let it soak in, and you brush it off with a brush. And then once it's all clean and sorted, you also wash it first, I might add. And then once it's all done, then you use the soft top protector, and that seals your roof and stops all the green algae building up. Definitely worth getting a set. I think it's about £20 for a set, so it's worth having if you've got a soft top. Do it once a year and keep your car nice and tidy. I want to clean underneath my Audi of all the rust. Any ideas, Richard Stevenson? Yeah, I think to do a full underside restoration is quite a big job, but there's bits that you can collect, right? So great example being a set of lower control arms, right? They're rusty. The two subframes I've shown you, they're rusty as well. There's also the cradle for the diff you need to get. There's a pair of two sets of arms for the rear as well, I think, off the top of my head, lower and upper arms. All of that, drop links, all of those things to make that clean and get it looking tip top. It's quite a bit of investment to do it, but it's probably, if you want your car to live on, that's the way to do it. I'd also recommend, once you've got your car refurbished and where it needs to be, underseal it, and not with like Lanerguard's a great product, but don't use that horrible what's it called, with the thick tar stuff. Don't coat it in that, but use Lanerguard, because you coat it in that. You have to refurbish it first, coat it with Lanerguard, and then just when you drive it anywhere, hose it underneath, just all drips off, keeps your car sorted. That's the way to do it, to protect it long term. That's what I'd do anyway. I want to. What was it? One knock. I got that. Any other questions, guys? Please put it in the comments, and I will try to answer it. Still got. You see, I've probably. You can't see from there, can you? But if I move it over, you can still see I've got the rear tailgate for the breaker car in the garage. I've got loads of bits for the breaker car in the garage now, so I'm trying to bring it all indoors, bring all the parts indoors now, because it's I'm getting that breaker to the point that it'd be ready to be taken away. Now in the UK, you have to have your car dismantled by a company that are either registered with ATF or they have to be ATF affiliated. I think they class it as, and that means that they can be the breaker has to be like a registered dismantler. The trouble is, I would like to take the subframes off that breaker car. Andy, anything but silver. What's that, buddy? Anything but silver? On what was that? On cars in general, or the breaker car, or but that car, it's still got the catalytic converters on it and the exhaust. So I think they're probably, you could probably sell those for a bit of money, I think. So I've got that to take off it still. The subframes I want to take off and have refurbished. But of course, if I take those subframes off, I can't stick any wheels on the car, so it'd just be like a floating shell then. So I'm not sure if those ATF guys will come along and take it away. If it's got no wheels on it, can they come and collect it and pick it up? I don't know if they'll do that. But I'm going to find out, because if they can, what I'll do is I'll get the car around the front of the house, and I'll get it on axle stands, and even put it on like put it on a skid or something like that to get it off the drive, and then they can take it away. And I don't want anything for it, but I obviously want to make sure that it's I can get rid of it and it's not just stuck on my drive. Because I don't think you can dismantle cars at home to that level. You still have to dispose of them correctly. Silver is what Audi loves to paint the TT. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Silver is the colour. So if you're thinking of sell the rest of the car in the US and get rich, yeah, I could do that. Although I don't, the import duty to send bits to the US is really expensive. Yeah, silver cars are the way forward, aren't they, Gerard? That's the thing. Love my TT in its silver. It's got a little tiny bit of rust actually just here on the boot lid. So I might try and see if I can track down a Roadster boot lid in silver, so I can replace it out, because I don't want that rust spreading. I mean, it's been there for a long time, but it's worth that chance of spreading. It's got a little bit of lacquer peel as well. This has, just behind the fuel cap, a little bit of lacquer peel just here. I've always had it since it's had the car. It's always had that lacquer peel, but it's one thing that does trouble the TT. The colour. Does anyone know what colour car suffers with the lacquer peel the most for TTs? Be interested in anything of the colour. And if you've been watching my videos, you'll know what the colour is that causes the problems. And I'll tell you why. Silver is one of the hardest colours to match properly. Hey man, I've got a right Hund. Red. You're right, Chris. That is exactly the colour. Yeah, red is the problem colour car in the Audi TT. And the issue for the red is because it has a lot of oxides in the paint, and a lot of ferrous items to give it that red colour. Obviously, it tends to heat up. The paint gets hot, a bit like black would normally heat up as well. But those ferrous items react as well, and they cause the expansion. They cause the clear coat to lift off the paint, and that's why you get that separation on the red cars. The clear coat comes over the expansion and then peels off. But yeah, red is the problem. So that is the reason why the red cars peel so badly with the clear coat, because the clear coat lifts clean off the paint. And I don't know why they hadn't sort of worked it out, and why they hadn't sort of said, well, this is obviously a problem colour. Right-hand drive 3.2 Mark 1 in Goodwood Green in Sweden. Fantastic. Yeah, in right-hand drive as well. That's interesting, in Sweden. That means you could bring it to the UK and we could, we could. Oh, that's never good. The subframe just fallen over, and then you knock the camera over. Can I just ask you, can you swap the rear rose bushes for the solid ones, even though they are a bit wider? I'm changing the rear control arms to stainless steel ones. I wanted to change the rose bushes. I don't know the answer to that, buddy, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't know if anyone else knows in the chat. Stainless steel arms, that's a little bit unusual as well. I've seen they do some pressed arms, don't they? Because you get cast arms. So this is a cast arm here. I think this is a cast arm, isn't it? But they do a pressed arm as well. The only one is Sussex. Originally sold in Sussex. It's very nice. And you imported it in, I guess, did you? Or drove it back at some point? Guys, if you enjoy what you're watching still, please do give it a tap on screen so I know that you're enjoying it, because we've got 40 likes at the moment, and I think we had a lot more people on 40. So if you're still on here and haven't given the feed a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up so I know people are enjoying it. It helps the channel grow, and it helps me know people are enjoying what I'm watching. Oh, someone's just unclicked their thumb. We had 40, now we've got 39. So someone's unticked their thumb. So if you had ticked it and you've unticked it, can you tick it again? Oh, it's got 41 now. There you go. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's the thing. You can only click it once. If you click it again, you unclick the thumb, which is quite confusing. I know it's a bit of a crazy thing with YouTube. That, but yeah. Oh, someone's just unclicked it again. So click your thumb again. Whoever's just unclicked it, because it's down at 40 again now. Unless you don't like it, and then obviously you can leave it unclicked. But if you ever, oh, someone's clicked it again, it's now at 39. Okay. Obviously, people aren't enjoying it as much as I thought they were. Timing chains done last summer. Thanks for your video on that. No worries. Hopefully that helped you out. Weird, it's gone down by 2 thumbs. Have people unclicked it twice? Don't know. But yeah, did a video on reading the timing chains. Let's go back to 40 now. Yeah, the timing chains video. We did it with Chris, actually. We met up and he checked the timing chains on my car. And yeah, the blue car was all good. And of course, since then I can now check my own chains. So I've checked the chains on the 3.2. I've now got the papaya. It's all good, which is quite nice to know, quite reassuring to know. So if anyone is in the southeast and has a 3.2, wants their chains checked and can make it to my house, always happy to check chains for people if you've got a 3.2. So I say I'm based in Kent, in the middle of Kent. But if you ever wanted to come here and do, give the car a once over, we can check the chains. You're always more than welcome here. I'm always happy to help enthusiasts out, keep their cars on the road and make sure they're all right. So I'm not a mechanic. I can't work. I'm not a wizard. I can't wave a magic wand. But what I can do is I can scan your cars for you, and I can sort of like talk about common problems I know. I'm going to pull my 3.2 engine somewhere and do my change just for fun. Wow, that's a big job, Chris. But hats off you for doing it. I met a guy, not this year, but the year before. So last year, when we held Quattrofenia in September, which is another good event to come to, guys. If you ever fancy coming along, if you fancy coming to that and driving from London to Brighton, although it's technically Sussex to Brighton, so Sussex to Sussex. If you ever want to come along to that, it's really good. But one of the guys I met on that, he had done his own chains. And I was like, wow, that's a massive job to do that yourself. You've got to have a lot of patience and know how to do that. But yeah, hats off to people that do it. What was that comment that popped up? Do you have any experience with removing resonator on both 225 and 3.2? Does it improve the sound in a good way or just make car louder? No, my cars are both OEM cars from the exhaust perspective. I don't get the noise. The 3.2 sound, the standard exhaust, is beautiful as it is. You don't need to do anything to it. I know people have fitted different exhausts to it. There's a Tony Banks exhaust that people talk about a lot for the 3.2, and it just sounds like a right old din. If I'm perfectly honest, it's just a drony old drone. And taking the res out, you just turn it into a drony old car. I mean, I don't know why people would do it, but if you want to do that and you want to make it sound like that, then fill your boots. But I don't really see the point in it, to be honest. If you want a bit more noise from the engine note, you'd be better off sticking an induction kit on it. Does the induction kit make any difference to performance on the 3.2? No. And I know people will call me out on that, but 100% guarantee it doesn't. I know people that have done it, and they all say it makes no difference. I know one person that's done it on a 3.2 that thinks it makes a difference in performance, and I'll call him out over that because it doesn't. But other people that have done it, they all say that induction kit makes no difference. To the sound, yeah. Performance, no. But for the 225, obviously the induction kit will make a difference. So you get a bigger tip on the car, you get more air in it. If you can get a better induction kit, you can improve the flow of the air to the engine. If you can stick a front mount intercooler on the car, you can cool the engine air down more. You can put a bigger turbo on it. You can put a bigger injector. Where do you stop? The 225 is such a tunable platform. There is so much you can do to it to make that engine much better, much more powerful. But you've also got that threshold with it that once you start getting it over 300 brake horsepower, you're going to forge the engine because you're going to start bending rods. So, an induction kit, a front mount intercooler, and a bigger tip, that's ample for probably about 260 at the 225. Not massively, Simon, I don't think. It makes it noisier. So my the breaker car that I had, it had an induction kit on it, and I sold that induction kit along with lots of the parts of the car. The only car I've ever really driven before and after an induction kit that I fitted myself many, many years ago was I had a Series 2 RS Turbo, a black Spec 91, and it was quite old and knackered when I got it. But I just wanted to make a few mods to it because I was just fiddly and tinkery in those days. And I decided that I put on that an induction kit, and it became so noisy. So as soon as the turbo kicked in, that's what it do all the time. And in the car, it sounded like someone had turned the fans on, and that's what it sounded like. And it's just like, it's not for me. But what was that? Unfortunately, get help from infielders in the Swedish TT community who did the work for a very reasonable price. Runs great now and it's brilliant. But there's some clonking sounds going on. Have to sort them out come spring. Clonking sounds from underneath. So is it suspension problems? It sounds like suspension if you've got clonking noises. That could be worn bushes. It could be a broken spring. It could be worn shocks. All things quite common on the TT actually. And I thought that as well. I should have said that earlier to Mr. GMT1. If you're still on here, you said about your knocking noise. It could be a spring or it could be a shock as well. Missing washes. Oh yeah, it could be that, Simon, couldn't it? As you know well, all too well, unfortunately. After all that money and time you'd invested in chasing that problem, it was missing washers that were like a couple of quid or whatever they were to fix. But that was unfortunate, wasn't it? That it took you that to find that. But at least it's sorted now. And so, are you? I know you were talking about that there were some clashes with TT International next year. Have you managed to sort that out? Are you still coming? Or are you not coming? I don't know. I know we weren't quite sure. We'll be down to see you in the summer. I put my 3.2 away winter when I got the 1.8, but now I'm in love with the 1.8. That's so clean. Yeah. Chris, always come and see me. So I hold an event every year called Springfest in the garden. So we had 40 TTs here this year, where we have an afternoon a day in my garden really, and we have all TTs get together, and we have so the cakes and refreshments are done by my wife. She's got a business called Springbank Kitchen, which we run from home. So she supplies all the cakes and refreshments. I've even built a toilet in the garden. I've actually built a toilet in the garden, a proper plumbed-in, fitted toilet in a little toilet block. So that is so people can, it's not a portaloo, it's all pucker, because we are going to start operating a service next year called Dining with Your Cars. So we're going to be opening the garden up maybe a couple of times a week for different car clubs where you can come along and dine with your cars. So we'll have a big table down the middle of the garden. We'll have up to 20 people that can come, or we could probably get more, probably get 40 people, but we're going to start with 20 people. We're going to offer a 3-course menu with wine for £50 to come and eat with your cars. and we'll have a Ferrari night, we'll have a Porsche night, we'll have a TT night, we'll have a Mini night. All the nights we'll have enthusiasts in the garden. So if you want to take part in that next year and you're interested in coming and having a fabulous 3-course meal cooked by the Springbank Kitchen, they've got a 5-star food hygiene rating as well. So they're all licensed, they're doing a great job, and we're looking forward to welcoming car enthusiasts to the garden next year for a lovely evening, dinner, drinks, and conversation. Hosted by yours truly, of course, where I will be doing my utmost to keep you all entertained. Don't have them drinking too much, no, Andy. No, it definitely won't be. Yeah, I don't want to become a B&B. No, there's some great shepherd's huts just down the road from an Airbnb perspective, and there's also, as you go the other way towards Goudhurst, there's also just found out on the weekend there's a bed and breakfast at the top of the hill. So there you go. Sounds like I need wings on my TT. Yeah, you need to come and visit, Nathan. If you ever get to the UK, please come and visit. And if I come to the US, obviously I'll come and look you up as well in the near future if I get out your direction. We've been live for 145 minutes. What's the postcode? I'm between Tunbridge Wells and Maidstone. I'm a TN12 postcode. So if you want to come and visit, I'm sort of halfway between Maidstone and Tunbridge Wells in a place called Marden. So yeah, always welcome. I tend to give out the actual postcode in the tickets when we send the tickets out to people. Yeah, Kent, that's right. So I'll send out links, because if I don't send out tickets for the event, obviously it's free to attend, by the way. I'll just add that Spring Fest is, but I do it ticketed because that way I know who's coming, and I don't end up with like 200 people in my garden, because when I can only fit 40 TTs in the garden, so we are limited to. We've only just under an acre of space, but half it I've got woodland as well, so I don't can't park there really, because there's trees there. If I took my trees out, maybe I could have 80 cars in the garden, but I'm not doing that because I love my trees. But yeah. Hello from Greece. Wow, that's the first Greek person on tonight. Unfortunately, here TT Mark 1 are extremely expensive. 8K's average. Wow, that's a lot of money, isn't it, for a Quattro, 225 Quattro, £8,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. Well, I imagine there's not many TTs in Greece. So where are you, in the islands, or are you on the mainland in Greece? Be interested to know. Are you, that question of where are you from, is that aimed at me, or is it aimed at the guy from Greece? Because I'm from the UK. If you're unsure, so guys, if you haven't answered the question already, whereabouts in the world are you connected from tonight? Because it's always good to know where people are connected from. Oh, gone quite 25 people on still. That's quite good. We've had a really consistent number of people on tonight. We've had between 20 and 30 people on for most of the evening, which has been good. In Prague, right? Okay, you live in Athens, but now they right. I see. Ipswich. Yeah. I'm out near Southend. Yeah, cool. A lot of people in the southeast tonight. It's pretty cool. A lot of people from all over the world. Aspidazouche, yeah. I live in New York. Wow, wicked. Sunny Bristol, yeah. Nice. We've got people on from all over the UK then, all over the world. So I think we've had people on tonight from DIY Detail. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. And to you, Simon. Merry Christmas, buddy. Oh, you're in Milton Keynes, aren't you? I know you're in Milton Keynes, so I see you in Milton Keynes. I live in California. Wow, wicked. Phoenix, Arizona. We've got so many guys on from the US tonight, guys. It's been amazing. I think we must have had loads of people. I've been watching your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate that. And again, if for those of you that have sent me lots of kind words and things tonight, if you want to support the channel anyway, then please click the little super thanks button below. You can make a donation. You can support me with a super thanks, which will buy me a coffee. So if you want to buy me a coffee for my accent, definitely gives me away where I'm from. Yeah, oh yeah, not in the UK though, because although I'm from Kent, I haven't got a Kent accent. So but yeah, but again, if you want to support the channel, there's a little $sign just below the chat, and if you click on that, you can send me a super chat or a super thanks and make a donation. and that helps support the channel and keep it going, because the channel, you know, it doesn't, you know, I have to pay to do this. It's not my job. It's just a hobby. So if you want to support me, keep doing what I'm doing. Please look to support the channel by sending me a super thanks. And if you want to support the channel further, or you want to become a member, you can also join the channel as a member. There's an option to join just below as well. And by joining, you get access to me. You get members only content. You get your name in the new videos that come out as well. You'll notice that in the new videos, it has a list of everyone that's a member in the video, and you can join that on a monthly basis and support me further. So if you want to join the channel, please do, and it's most appreciated. All the help people do to keep the channel going, because that's what I'm here to do. You know, this is my hobby. I love doing it, but again, it takes up a lot of my time and a lot of effort. And without the love and support you guys give me, I wouldn't be able to do it. So thank you so much for those that do donate. If you can't donate, and or, you know, you can just give this video a thumbs up, and you can also give me a subscribe as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and give a few more videos a watch. Give them a like, drop them a comment, share them around the world as well. Share them with people you think might be interested. Share them in your social media. Put a link. And do you know what's always really great to see, and I always repost them, is if you are watching one of my videos, take a picture of my video on your TV and link me in it, yeah, and tag me in it, that I know that you're watching a video. So that's always really quite cool to see. I'd like to put a montage together of people watching my videos. I think that'd be really quite cool. So if you want to be part of that, then take a picture of either yourself watching, or take a picture, even like a first person shot of just the TV, of me on your TV, or a video on the TV, and send it to me, because that would be useful to put in a video, because it's all good content. So there will be a Christmas video coming out over the next few days as well. So if you're bored over Christmas, or you've got you're at a loose end, there'll be a Christmas video coming out. Do check out last night's video as well, because last night's video was all about removing those subframe bushes, which was interesting and quite good to do. And yeah, it was quite interesting. If you were on right at the start, you probably saw the state of the bushes are taken out and the 3 different types. But I'm going to, for those that are new on, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of that. I'm just going to grab some and show you what we've got. So these are the 3 different types of bushes I took out the rear subframe. So this is your differential bush, this one right here, and this is mounted vertically, as you can see. It's quite a big bush, and if you can imagine the subframe, I'll pick the subframe up, okay, and I'll show you this. So there's the subframe, okay. So if we look at that, that's the middle of the subframe. So the differential bush is, see that hole there, that one, that big hole there, that's where the differential bush goes. It's mounted vertically, okay. So that bush is actually that bush there, okay. And this presses out from the subframe from the outside in. You push it that way, okay, to get it out. It came out quite easy, and you can see that casing. You see, not a lot of it was in contact with the the subframe itself, but you can't take those out first, because they are actually blocked. And I'll show you on here. I'm going to hold it with one hand like that. So this one here, oh, I can't do it. This is your differential bush, and this one here is your subframe bush. And that subframe bush is 2 parts. It's like this. It's aluminium. There's an upper and a lower part, and they come together, okay? And they fit in that subframe bush because they're quite thick. They actually stop you getting to this bush because of the shape of it. So this has to come out first. So you basically you get a chisel, and you chisel all around the outside to free it up from it, and then you can pop it out. And once you've got one out, you can see the one below it, and it has like this. You can see this like shape in it as well, and it has like a white membrane that sits between the 2 bushes. And when you've got the bottom, that one, you'd see that if you're looking down at it, you hammer it out from above. They just pop out. You've got 2 of those. The differential bush, again, you push this from the outside inwards. So the thicker rim, you can see that's got that plastic rim. That wouldn't be a push the other way. So it's quite obvious which way it comes. And all you do is on the inside there, you can see there's that like metal collar, I guess. And I put my G clamp into it and pushed it out, and it came out quite easy. It's one of the easier bushes to remove. And then the other two subframe bushes are these rubber ones like this. Now these look to me like they are two parts. Can you see there's like a plastic case here and a plastic edge around the bottom? Mr. John Tudor, have a great Christmas, buddy. I will be on next Monday as well, so if you can jump back on there, it'd be great to see you, John. Have a great Christmas, buddy, and I'll see you soon. But yeah, hopefully you'll be on next week. I'll be back on Monday. Take care, buddy. But this bush here, you can see it'd have to come out one way. So what I actually did is on the first one, I pushed it from above and pushed it down. Okay, pushed it through because that's where it'd go. But I think what you'd probably do is if you, because this metal collar technically shouldn't go through the subframe. I think they're two parts, and I think you could put the G clamp on the bottom and separate the two parts out because I think they just push together, and that will come out. But so again, you've got that plastic collar that runs all the way around. So that's the other type of bush. Really, that's really the toughest bush to get out, if I'm perfectly honest, out of all of them. The diff bushes popped out really easy. What I'm going to do on the subframe, the 6 bushes to put back in, I'm going to polybush it. Controversial maybe, because it will stiffen the ride up a bit, harden the ride, make it a bit more uncomfortable. But the good thing is, if I polybush it, I haven't got to worry about pressing bushes because you can just press them in. You can press them in by hand. You don't need to press to put them in. I haven't got a press, so getting them out is not a problem. I just use my my G clamp, and I know from fitting bushes myself into control arms, which I've put in here before, that is quite a challenge. It's quite a big old job to do, and it's one thing that I don't really want to do myself. So I might even polybush the control arms. I do need to try and get that last bush out of that control arm. So if you can see this control arm, that one's out, but there's still that one in there. And again, what I've done here, if I can take that, you see that? So what I've been doing, I've been taking a hammer and a chisel, and I've been chipping away at the edge of that case. And what I want to do is actually break the case so I can force that out. Because when I'm getting the ugger gun to like force that out, it hasn't got enough oomph to push these all the way through. It almost gets them out, but they're just too much resistance. So I'm going to try and hammer that out in a minute, because tomorrow what I'd really like to do is get this off to the powder coaters along with that subframe and get that all done for New Year, so it's ready to be bolted in the car. And then I'm going to have a lovely front subframe, a lovely rear subframe, 2 new control arms to go on. The underneath the car will be like brand new. New bushes make it a superb drive. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Si. That's what I really want to do. I want to put new bushes on. I also want to replace the suspension on that car as well, because I think that will make quite a big difference as well. But we'll wait and see, won't we? We'll see what the new year brings. 17 people on at the moment. So if you like what you're watching, guys, please do give it a thumbs up. We've got 43 likes there. If you've already liked it, don't give another like, or you'll unlike it. But if you haven't given it a like yet, please click the thumbs up button so I know that you enjoy what you're watching. Have you looked into Cerakote? It's a new process for coating. No, I've not looked at that. I've had a couple of people reach out to me. One guy in particular is based down in South Wales, and he is a detailer, and he would like to do a video with me of detailing a car, and he wants to give me a free ceramic coat and a detail and to make a video with, which is a great idea. But the trouble is, I've got to get the car to South Wales, and it's a lot of miles for me to put on my 3.2, because it's going to cost me, in fuel, it probably cost me £100 there and back. So I'm not sure I want to do it. As much as I want to make a video of that guy, because I think it'd be really good if he could come here with his products. It'd be much easier, But it is what it is. Yeah. But still got 17 people on tonight. So if you've got any questions for me, guys, please put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'll probably be wrapping up in the next few minutes because we've got time's ticking. I've been live for 158 minutes, so an hour and 2 hours and 38 minutes. There's a lot of talking for me to do tonight. Luckily, I haven't got too cold tonight because I've had Carl's fantastic gift that he gave me. Thank you, Carl, for keeping me warm in the garage. The only bad bit about it, Carl, it hides me branding, doesn't it? So I need to get a badge out like that on the front of it. I need to get some Andycharger badges that I can stick on. That'll be the way to do it, wouldn't it? And I need to get some Andycharger bobble hats, don't I, as well? Because I've only got Andycharger baseball caps. It's too cold for that. Instead, I'm rocking the Romford hat for the hockey instead. Um, but yeah, what was that? Cerakote is for the metal like powder coating. Oh, okay. So it's almost like you bake that onto the car, I guess. Do you? Is that how that works? I guess so. Yeah. Right, I've got 21 people on now. Um, I keep thinking I'm going to wrap it up, and then people jump on to watch. So hopefully you're enjoying the content, guys. And again, if you are, then please do give it a thumbs up. And say if you're new to my channel tonight, you've not been on before. Please do check out my channel. I'm Andycharger. I cover all content on the Audi TT Mark 1. We also cover the Ford Fiesta Mark 7. Not so much content on that, but actually it's the more popular videos, believe it or not. The most content gets watched. But if you're enjoying what you're watching, you're new to me tonight, please give me a subscribe, the little button at the bottom of the screen. Again, if you are a subscriber already and you want to support me further, then please do think about joining the channel or sending me a super thanks so I can buy me a cup of coffee in this cold garage tonight, because all your donations and gifts and memberships are greatly received and help keep the channel going, because obviously it's not free. But yeah, but I've had I suppose just to recap, I'll be on next week anyway. But I said there's a Christmas video coming on. I might drop it on Christmas Day, but I don't think many people will be watching on Christmas Day. You'd be too busy opening gifts, wouldn't you, and driving your TTs. But I will be doing a live next week for people, so you can jump on next Monday to get you over that turkey festivity. There's a few videos coming over the next couple of weeks that'll be just looking back over the last year, things we've done. And also talking about some of the events we've got coming up next year. Because obviously the big one for me is the International TT Show. I said in April, fantastic event. Simon, that's on here right now, he's been to it a couple of times. Fantastic event, it Simon. Brilliant trip. I can't recommend it enough for how good it is for people. I've got a question. I've installed upgraded hybrid KO4 turbo instead of the stock KO3 one on my 132 kilowatt TT. Does it make sense to upgrade to big front mounting killer or to keep the small one? That's an interesting question because you've put the KO4 on it. So I guess if you had to run a charge pipe on that as well, then, because if you've got a charge pipe on it, yeah, I'd give it a go. I mean, I don't know what the answer to that is. If you've got 132 kilowatt TT, what difference that's going to make, but it might be giving. I'm afraid of the turbo lag. If I keep the small one, the spool time is, yeah. See, that's the difference. That's the thing you've got to consider. So the spool time on the KO3 is much quicker than the KO4. So the 180s and the 150, they run the KO3 and the KO3S. They spool up much quicker, so you get less turbo lag. But of course, the KO4 is a bit more grunty and gets more power to it. So swings and roundabouts, because they often say that the two-wheel drive 180 with the KO3S is as quick off the mark as the 225. Not tried it myself, so I don't know. Aim for 230 to 250. It's a lot of work to put into the car when you could easily get that from a 225 stock. That's the only thing. So it's a bit of a difficult one. Do you want to spend the extra money and maybe buy a 225? And it depends where in the world you are actually as well. So if you're somewhere where cars are not that accessible, maybe that's the way forward. I don't know, but yeah, caddy cars, yeah, TTs, the last past, yeah, exactly. How good is it, Simon? It's such a good weekend. I can't recommend it. And the good thing is, guys, you can make that weekend as cheap or as expensive as you want. You can stay in a tent if you want, or you can just come for the day. So if you can get yourself to Ypres, you can get a cheap ferry for a day trip for like, I don't know, 50 quid, and come to Ypres for the show and then go home in the evening. Or you can stay for a few days. We have some great days in Ypres. We've got so many great TT people out there. We make it such a fun 5 days of just all being together, catching up, great food, great conversation, great company. What's not to like about that? I can't recommend that enough. Uh, we've still got 21 people. I keep thinking I'm going to wrap it up, and then people jump on. But um, can everyone just give me a little thumbs up in the chat or something that they're still enjoying what I'm watching, what you're watching? There's 21 people on there, but I don't see many questions coming now. And I don't want to bore people. So if what I'm saying is starting to bore you and you're not enjoying the content, then I'll happily wrap up for the night. Because we've done it for with another 16 minutes, and we've done 3 hours on this live tonight. Yeah, Nathan's still there. Good to see that, buddy. You know what you know what I mean. If I get big indicator, it will have huge turbo lag, even if the K4 is still small. Yeah, always Jack Popwell. Good to see you, Jack. Another one of my great members that support the channel. Is see that Jack's name appears in green because he's a member. Thanks for that, Jack. That's another bonus of having of being a member, isn't it? That you get to your name appears in lights whenever you're on a live feed or you leave a comment. So yeah, Jack, massive thank you to you, buddy, for supporting the channel as well. Without the members that support me, it wouldn't be it'd be hard to do that. So I really appreciate all the members that join up and support me and keep me doing what I'm doing. Because again, this isn't my job, this is my hobby, and it doesn't, unfortunately, that YouTube doesn't pay the bills, and unless I can keep doing it, it makes it very difficult for me to fund what I do on YouTube. So yeah, any donations are always appreciated. But yeah, got a load of content coming up this week. I want to do that. Thank you to you, Tim. It saved me many times with your videos. That's what it's about. It's all about giving back, and I enjoy listening to your ideas. Who is that? Oh, Nathan, thank you. Jumping out, Andy. Super evening, and see you next Monday. Yeah, great. Thank you, Richard. I'll see you on the chat next Monday. Look after yourself and have a great Christmas, Richard, and we'll speak to you next week. Yeah, it's so the videos I'm going to do. I'm going to do the video on the starter motor. So you've got that coming. I'm going to do a video on the alternator. I've still got to do that video. I'm going to do a video on investigating the haldex problems. This car, the haldex doesn't work on this car. I don't know why I've not mentioned that tonight. Haldex is not working. It's not functioning. There are no error codes being thrown when I scan the car. What can it be? So one of the things it could be is the earth strap has failed. I'm not sure that is it, but it could be that. So I'm going to check that. Steve Chesham, how are you doing, buddy? Looking forward to Springfest next year. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Springfest, always a great trip. Great trip. I haven't got to go far to it, because it's in my garden. It's a great day, isn't it, in the garden? Food and drink supplied by the Springbank Kitchen as well, with the great catering from the girls on that. Which will be held again next year with their great cakes and bakes and treats and coffees and whatever else they've got going on. But yeah, looking forward to Springfest next year, and of course the International Audi TT show in April, big one for me next year as well. But yeah, so on this, missed tonight watching Forest, born the mighty Forest. So Andy, Forest are playing Wrexham in the FA Cup in a few weeks on a Friday night, and I'm a big Wrexham fan, believe it or not, because that's where I'm from originally. So there'll be a little bit of needle between me and you that night, I'm sure, on a Friday night. But I'd imagine your boys will stuff us. But really enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, have a good Christmas to you. I hope you're both well, buddy, and yeah, catch you and Tracy in the new year, no doubt. Have a great great time over the next few days. Andy, you can watch it on catch up, buddy. You can always watch it on catch up. But yeah, so I think this might be the error of this car, might be that it's the earth strap. Not guaranteeing it. So what I'm going to do a video on how you can investigate that, show you exactly where it is. Because whenever I've looked for that earth strap, I can't find it. But that's sort of telling me maybe it's not there. Because the 3.2 had an earth strap problem as well, and I've replaced that. I didn't replace it. I had someone replace it for me, but it didn't cure the problem which I thought it was. But it looks to me like we have cured that problem now on that car, because the problem with that car was it was throwing the ABS sensor light, the traction control light. When you scanned the car, it told me it was a brake pressure sensor problem. But I don't think it was. I think the brake pressure sensor was reading a problem, but I don't think it was the sensor. I think it was actually the calipers, because we've actually swapped the calipers out, the standard calipers, for a set of Brembos off a Seat Cooper Leon, a Seat Leon Cooper R, so an LCR. Okay, so that's what they came from. Put those on there, and I've not had a problem since. So a friend of mine has his V6 Clio ceramic coated. Yeah, he has his V6 Clio. What the brakes he hasn't ceramic coated. Is that to dissipate heat? Maybe I don't know. That might be a thing. I don't know. But so we've got. I reckon I've got 15 people and 48 likes. So guys, can we get that to 50 likes? Maybe we're 2 away from 50. I wonder if you guys out there that haven't clicked the like button, if you could give it 49. There we go. One more for 50, and then we've hit 50 likes on the feed tonight. That would be good. We've been live for an hour and 49 minutes, or an hour and 50 minutes in. Sorry, 2 hours and 50 minutes now. Exactly 50. Brilliant. We got to 50 likes. So we've got 14 people left on. So I wonder if you guys can stay with me for the next 10 minutes. We'll do a 3-hour show tonight, shall we? Is there anything you want to talk about? Any questions you got about the cars? Anything you want to ask about your cars? Anything you got coming up you want to talk about? Let me know. See if we can answer those questions. But yeah, I can't believe I'd forgotten to talk about the haldex. So this, I know that the haldex has failed. So how do I know the haldex has failed? So I put the camera next to the car, standing away on the drive. Okay, and I set it to run in 120 frames a second, so it's filming fast. I then put my foot down on this drive, just driving on the drive, not going on the road, just driving the drive, and I can wheel spin the car. Right? If you can wheel spin a Quattro, you've got a problem with your haldex because your 4-wheel drive is not kicking in, essentially. And because of that, I know that the oil has been changed, the filter's been changed. So what could the problem be? It could be the haldex pump itself, could be the controller itself, could be a problem. But that's about it that could be wrong with it. It could be the wiring, but it could also be the earth strap. Unlikely, but it could be. Because it's not throwing any codes, so I'm not sure what it could be. So the plan is going to be that we're going to test the earth strap to start with. We're going to see if the earth strap is on there. Jack it up, check the subframe, look for where the earth strap goes onto it, and then happy days. If that fixed it, then great. So again, when I'm filming the car from the side and I can spin the wheels up, I slow it down, and then as I look at it, the front wheels are spinning round, right? Now, if the haldex was kicking in, what I would notice is the back wheels would start to spin as well and try and catch, because the way the haldex works on it is it's not constant 4-wheel drive, and as soon as it notices the front wheels are losing traction, it calls for the back wheels to sort of start spinning as well. So it's not constant 4-wheel drive, only when it needs it. So because of that, when I'm spinning those wheels, I should see rotation from the back wheels as well. Well, I'm not seeing that. There's no spinning from the back wheels. If no all-wheel drive, you can't get up that hill. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Nathan, isn't it? So, yeah, but that's a good way to test your 4-wheel drive. In fact, get my 3.2 on my garden. It will drive around it fine, but this will wheel spin. It just can't get across the garden because the wheels aren't kicking in. So I do need to look at that a little bit more carefully because particularly now the weather's getting cold, roads are getting slippy, and I love driving this car in the winter. Roof down, sunny day, cold weather, a little bit frosty. Beautiful to take it out, really invigorating. Can't recommend driving a roadster in the winter enough. Guys, really can't. If you've got one, get it out. Don't garage it over winter. Get it out and use it. It's an open diff, so you could be seeing one wheel not moving, but the wheel you don't see it could be spinning. Well, maybe I need to film it on both sides, Stephen. It could be that as well. But no, you'd expect to see those wheels kicking in, wouldn't you, if you were doing that? So, have I not described it correct? Maybe I've described it correctly, Stephen. Call me out if I've not. But I'm pretty sure that's the way the haldex should work. And I know that you know your stuff, so I'd always bow to your knowledge on that one, buddy. But the haldex is definitely not working on this car. But I do want to get it working. I want to get it working for the winter and get it back on. And again, when you're, if you've got a Quattro and you ever break down and a tow truck comes to tow you away, don't let them tow you on two wheels either, because that also messes the haldex up. They say you can pull the fuse to protect it, but I don't trust that. I really don't trust that. There's a video of a guy in Italy rebuilding a complete rear end of a TT Corsa. Oh, really? Send me a link to that. And that'd be great if you can. Steve, have you done me a video yet, by the way? Have you done my video and sent it over? Hopefully you have. I've been on, obviously the phone's been going all this time, so I've not had a look at my messages yet. Oh, I'm down to 12% battery on the phone as well, and I've got 5.5 minutes left to go until we get to 3 hours. I wonder if we can get 3 hours before the battery runs out. And guys, we're at 50 likes now, which is great. But if you're watching and you are enjoying the content, please give it a thumbs up as well, so I know you're watching. If you haven't given it a thumbs up yet, see if we can get over 50 likes now. We're at 50. Wonder if we can get to 55 before the end of the stream in 5 minutes. It'd be good if we can. And again, if you're enjoying what you're watching, you're enjoying the content, you want to support the channel, give it a little super thanks as well if you can. That'd be great. And if you want to join the channel as a member and help me and support me even more, then please click on the join button below and become a member. That would also be fantastic. Get a replacement haldex on. Yeah, I've got one, Simon, in the garage. I've got Mark Stanley very kindly sent me a haldex unit and also a diff off a Quattro. So I've got those in stock, ready to bolt on if I need to do it. So I might do a video on that. Now, if you think about it, I'm going to be stripping, or I'm going to do the subframe on the 3.2 anyway. So could put the haldex on it, see if I can swap it out, but maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I don't know what's involved in stripping that down. That's the trouble. But we'll see. 11% battery and 4 minutes left to go. So guys, if you can stay with me for the last 4 minutes and keep me warm, it'd be appreciated, because I am running out of things now to cover on the channel, other than to say to all you guys out there, thank you for. Can you sing Ness and Dorma? Well, I probably could, but I don't think that's going to warm me up. Yeah, thank you. I want to thank you all really as well, because without you guys watching me, so the channel has had for the first year ever, I've had over 1 million views on the channel this year, which is amazing. If I factor that in my head, 1 million people have watched a video. That's mad. So it's been my first year where I've had over 1 million views, and I want to thank all of you that have watched any one of my videos, because it really means so much to me that people take the time to watch my stuff. Fantastic that you still want to watch my stuff and you get enjoyment out of it. That's great. I hope you have a great sort of festive break now for the next few days. So we'll be back on next Monday night doing a live. So there's still 26 people on now. It jumps up and down. It's now 18. It was 26 a second ago, and it will jump back up to 26 in a minute. It's mad. We thank you for sharing all this information. There's 1 million views around one. No, Jack. I wish. If it was £1 a view, I would be very happy. It's nowhere near that. Any plans for Christmas Day, mate? I remember last year you were pulling an engine out. Yeah, that engine, Jack, that engine is right here. There it is. The engine that we pulled out. Me and my nephew did it last Christmas Day on TikTok, didn't we? Yeah, no, it's right there, that engine. No, Christmas Day is actually at my nephew's this year, so we won't be doing any mechanics. He's got a lovely BMW, actually. But we won't be doing any work on Christmas Day. We're having Christmas stuff. But there might be a video on Christmas Day for you all. So we won't be alive. So I won't be on TikTok on Christmas Day, but there will be some content coming over the Christmas period for you all. So please keep your eye on the channel. Yeah, and just, thanks for all you guys, all the questions, all the comments, all the likes, all the thumbs ups, everything you do, because it makes it worthwhile doing what I do. Really grateful for you all supporting me, helping me out, and just giving me the great feedback you give me. Honest feedback sometimes as well. So I'm always open to honest feedback, guys. If you've got something you want to, if you want to feed me back something that you don't think is quite right, then always do it. Do get people that call me out and stuff, so it's always good. Merry Christmas to you, Andy, as well. I hope you all have a great time with your dear ones and loved ones over the next few days. Eat plenty, drink plenty, be merry. I won't be drinking and eating too much because the Monjaro won't let me do it, which is good, because I'm £30 down, so I've got about another Yeah, I reckon about another sort of 12, 14 pounds to go still, and then I'll be at optimal weight, and then I'll be ready to take on Jake Paul and maybe not Anthony Joshua, but I'll take the other one on. Yeah, so all good. But yeah, I want to really, really thank you for all the support, all the members that are on tonight as well. No, Simon, I'm doing Monjaro, so I'm doing it with the jabs. Thank Andy for all your passion and very special sign. No, really love all the comments and the love coming in, guys. And reason why it's called tradition and technology. Yeah, exactly. Great cars, aren't they? You know, that's why we do what we do. No, the whole cars. The whole cars? Uh, yeah, but yeah. So but going back on the views, if it was a pound of view, I'd be very happy. But it's not a pound of view. I didn't know what it was. Yeah, yeah. So hence why my face probably looks a bit thinner than last time you saw me, Si. But I had a game last Saturday in Peterborough, and I was 4 miles an hour quicker than I was at any point last season. So that's pretty quick. So hopefully it's going to make a big difference to my playing career, and I'm going to carry on playing for many more years yet on the ice. So hopefully I can carry on racking the goals up as I didn't manage to do last week. But yeah, but guys, that's been 3 hours now. So again, massive thank you to you all for joining me tonight. It's been a long show. It's been a good show. We've covered a lot of things. There will be another show on Monday night, of course, next week between Christmas and New Year, where we'll do it all over again. And yeah, I want to thank you all for everything you do for me, all the support. And yeah, thank you. Merry Christmas and have a great Christmas break and speak to you next Monday. Thanks all. Take care.